Welcome live to Windsor Park for Match of the Day from Northern Ireland. Could 3 be the magic number again tonight for the man wearing number 9? 2 David Healy hat-tricks already in this European Championship qualifying campaign means that a win against Sweden will elevate Northern Ireland to top of Group F. Joining me in the studio are former Northern Ireland international Jim Magilton and Michael O'Neill. Good evening to you both. Jim, it's hard to believe Northern Ireland are in this position.
Fantastic. I think they thoroughly deserve it. They've worked very, very hard all through the group. I think that what was important on Saturday, they got the result. You know, performance-wise, it wasn't really, you know, that wasn't even a worry for them. You know, result mattered. Now they can look forward to tonight, another big night.
Long time since we've felt a real buzz like this, isn't it, Michael?
Yeah, it certainly is. You know, I mean, it's been a long time, I think, since Northern Ireland's really been competitive in a group, and we now have a chance now to top the group. And after, you know, the team deserve a lot of credit, as does the manager, after recovering from the first game, and they've, you know, 4 games they've taken 10 points, and hopefully, you know, they can add another 3 tonight. Let's
take a look at the teams this evening, starting with Northern Ireland. 2 changes to the Northern Ireland team tonight. Grant McCann comes in for the suspended Keith Gillespie, and Kyle Lafferty dropped up front in favour of Warren Feeney. What's your take, Jim?
I think Feeney coming on will give them a little bit more movement. I think they go more direct when Lafferty's in the team. I think Warren Feeney, haven't seen him close hand this year, is playing very well, and his movement can hurt them. I think Grant McCann deserves his opportunity. I think he's taken his cameo roles very well, and was a real strong candidate to come in. So the only worry I have about that is McCann and Davis. They're both very much attack-minded midfield players. So maybe Johnson may sit more centrally, and McCann will sit from the right-hand side. But a very offensive-looking team, and Lawrie Sanchez is you know, put out a real message of intent to Sweden.
Michael, are you glad to see Warren Feeney up front alongside Healy tonight?
Yeah, I think that, you know, young Lafferty's done well, but maybe it's time to take him out of the team. There's been a lot of, you know, emphasis on him in recent games, and maybe, you know, he needs a wee break. And look, Warren Feeney's been, you know, chomping at the bit for his chance. I think he's a goal threat. You know, he's similar to Healy. He's a natural kind of finisher, and I think the movement of those 2 up front will maybe cause, you know, the bigger Swedish defenders problems tonight.
Let's take a look at the Swedish side, and that's where we must have a word of caution. It's a super lineup. Ibrahimovic there from Inter Milan, Lundberg from Arsenal, Mellberg, Aston Villa. Real quality there, Jim.
Real quality, yes, and the shape could pose a few problems. Anderson, if he dominates possession, could cause us real problems. That's why I think Feeney, with his mobility, will get around him, and David Healy will spearhead the attack and play in between Mellberg and Hansen. So I think it's a tactical switch he's made, and I think it's one that could pay dividends for Northern Ireland.
I think as well, Jim, do you not think that there's a chance that Northern Ireland, if the game is maybe not going their way, that they'll just match up in the middle of the park in a similar shape? I think Lawrie, with the 4 midfield players that he has the ability maybe to go to a diamond if necessary, and, you know, it'll be interesting to see, you know, how McCann and Johnson, whether he moves that around if the game is, you know, slipping away from us at any point.
Okay, thanks for the moment. He's joint top scorer in the qualifying for Euro 2008 with 7 goals already, and he's Northern Ireland's record goal scorer with an incredible 27 in 55 appearances. Small wonder David Healy is a hero to the Green and White Army. Northern Ireland's greats are already celebrated on a wall outside Windsor Park. Peter Docherty, Danny Blanchflower, Billy Bingham, Pat Jennings and George Best. But there was one space left until today.
Oh, he's onside. Healy for Northern Ireland. Real chance. And he scored. Healy. He's looking for 3 goals. He's got them.
You would usually get the photograph off the internet, then put it through a filter in the computer, then come down and actually sketched it up the night before, so it's all ready for today. And then, as you've seen, Cam fill it in and start working away at it.
Once the actual sketch is up, it doesn't take long filling it in, and that's really about it. So hopefully the fans will be pleased with it, but after Saturday I don't think anybody will have a problem with it.
Well, a little earlier, Mark Sidebottom spoke to a few of those fans. Let's see what they thought of the new man's face on the Wall of Fame.
I can tell you that Glenn and Ken have absolutely no need to worry. The seal of approval has been given by the fans. Phil, what do you make of it?
It's a very good likeness.
What do you make of the man?
Oh, well, what can you say about Sir David? He's, I think it's very fitting that it actually goes up tonight among the other Northern Ireland legends after his little piece of history there on Saturday.
Mark, the train must have been by, and he's as difficult to catch sometimes as a train at full steam.
Well, you have to say on Saturday night he proved that, didn't he? An absolute superstar.
Hat-trick tonight would do.
That'd be lovely, wouldn't it?
Colleen, you're an expert obviously on the looks. What do you make of this likeness of the main man?
He's absolutely gorgeous and it just looks so much like him. Excellent, it's a brilliant picture.
Now, will he find the net this evening? Predict the score for me.
It's going to have to be another hat-trick, isn't it?
That would do nicely, and I can tell you one last question these fans have been asking is, what exactly is our Jackie doing beneath David Healy? Well, I think that, of course, Billy Bingham would have something to say about that.
Yes, it looks very well. Jim, why are you not up there? I think that's the question Michael and I want to know here.
I will be tonight.
But David Healy, an absolute star. Many of the people texting the programme the last time. Gareth from Antrim said we should have a St Healy Day. JP from Belfast said it should be Sir David Healy. Mark from Dungannon said Healy for First Minister. And why doesn't Healy play for England? Now, he's a star. We all know that.
I can answer the last one.
Well, I know that.
I know the answer to that last one.
I think they want them, but they're not going to have him. We take a look at his goals from the last game. Real class about them, Jim.
It is. He comes alive in the box. He's the only one that anticipates it falling there. Simple side foot finish, but you've got to get in there. This one, quick feet, great finish. Keeper set, great finish.
And this one
he just waits, doesn't
he's
he?
away, he's in total control of the situation. Striker at the top of his game, knows exactly what he's going to do and just puts it to one place where the goalie can do nothing
He's
about it.
waiting for the goalkeeper to set himself. He knows he's going to get mutton up.
And at least Grant McCann took a bit of pressure off him in this game.
Yeah, this is a great header. Grant does well. He's only on the pitch about 10-15 minutes at that point. Tacks the box well, and it's a fantastic header. And you know that's got him the nod tonight, and hopefully he can do it again.
As Leeds manager Dennis Wise is here tonight to see why he can't do for Leeds what he does for Northern Ireland, and we also hear Walter Smith and Ian Durant here to watch him too. Interesting.
I'm his biggest fan. I've always been. Anyone
You
who's
don't have the
prepared.
money to sign him.
Well, if I had $100,000, I'd buy him. But
and the rest.
no, he's just he's a finisher. He's an absolute predator in the box. His record at international level stands up with anybody, and he is his greatest quality is that he is totally unaffected by it, and that's his greatest quality.
He deserves to play for a big club, so I think the likes of Rangers, he would be phenomenal in Scottish football. You know, I've no doubt that he would score a barrel load of goals in Scottish football, and if he got a chance to go to a club like Rangers, I think it'd be fantastic for him.
Let's hope he can do it tonight. Now let's hear from another former Northern Ireland international, Billy Hamilton. He's pitch side with Mark.
Thanks very much, Stephen. Little skiff of rain down here, Billy. They were just talking about David Healy. You're a man who also knew how to find the net. David, in words, how do you describe him?
Well, what would we do without him? You know, he scored all of our goals in this competition. He's no longer a secret in Europe. All the teams will know all about him, and I think he'll be very, very heavily marked tonight. So it might be a chance for someone else to take his goal-scoring boots and put one in for us.
Jim and Michael have been analysing the teams back up in studio there. You've been looking at our bench and you feel that we're a little defensively light.
Yes, if you look at our subs, we've got 5 attacking players, a goalkeeper and 1 defender in Sean Webb. But Laurie's hands have been tied because we've had injuries to Bird and Capaldi. But it would worry me if one of our defenders got injured. We'd have to reshuffle the players on the park.
You played the night of the 3-0 in 1980, the last competitive game Sweden had here. 1-0 would do this evening.
Well, that was a strange game. We were 3-0 up at half time, and that's not a luxury we were used to. But I don't think it'll be anywhere near that tonight. I think that Sweden are a very good team. They play the same sort of football as we play. They'll be physically strong, and I think a draw will be a good result for us tonight.
Thanks, Billy. Stephen, the Swedish television journalist beside me here says they will be shocked if they lose this one. Back to you in the studio.
I think England and Spain were also shocked here. Those were 2 big nights. Can they do it again tonight, Jim?
They can. They need to show the same sort of character and quality that they showed on that night. They seem to have a terrific team spirit engendered in the dressing room. It could happen again.
Michael, do you think Northern Ireland will come back down to earth with a bump, or can they get a result here this evening?
No, I don't think so. I think the expectations been there before, they've learned from it, and I have a sneaky suspicion that Northern Ireland can sneak a win tonight.
Well, let's hope so. Optimism here in the studio. We can go now to our commentary team, former Northern Ireland international John O'Neill and Jackie Fullerton. Do you hope it will be another wonderful Wednesday at Windsor for Northern Ireland? Good evening.
Good evening, Stephen. Good evening, viewers. Windsor Park, I can tell you, is buzzing. A sellout crowd of 14,000. As you were saying, the big games, they come thick and fast. 18 months ago it was England. 6 months ago it was Spain. 2 victories. And tonight is a very tough proposition for Laurie's boys. We've got 1,086, I'm told, Swedish fans over here. They're top of the group, 4 wins in 4 games. Northern Ireland's 6th game in Group F, and they're unbeaten in their last 4 qualifiers. Northern Ireland will have been lifted by the 4-1 win in Liechtenstein on Saturday. Ibrahimovic, that's him there, 6 feet 5 inches from Inter Milan. He's the man we will have to watch, John O'Neill, I think it's fair to say.
Yeah, we were talking about it just before the game, Jackie. He's back in the side after having an argument with the manager. Tremendous goal scorer. The only thing that I would say is that sometimes he blows a little bit hot and cold. I've seen him have tremendous games and then he drifts out of games for a while. So with a bit of luck, maybe he'll have an off game tonight. Certainly Northern Ireland could do with it.
Right, it could spell danger for Northern Ireland. The fact that he's back. Northern Ireland 47th in the world rankings. The Swedes higher in 15th place. Another win is a big ask. 60th cap tonight for Mike Taylor. Bit of an anniversary. Yesterday was 8 years ago since he made his debut. March 99 against Germany in a European Championship qualifying defeat. Well, all sorts of scarves, hats there, as you can see. Yes, thumbs up. Let's hope the thumbs are up at the end. We're about to have the anthems here, but there really is a tremendous atmosphere. Big reception from the travelling support, polite applause, an Ulster welcome as well for the Swedish team. Reception for the home team and the home anthem. Aaron Hughes, 23rd time as captain for the man from Aston Villa. There's the Northern Ireland side, 2 changes, as Steve was saying. Gillespie suspended. Grant McCann comes in the middle of the midfield. Damien Johnson will go on to the right. And Kyle Lafferty, the big man, makes way up front, where Warren Feeney will link up with red-hot David Healy. Moving on to Sweden, well, quality, many well-known names here. The goalkeeper Isaacson plays with Manchester City. Central defender Mellberg is at Aston Villa, and Arsenal's Freddie Ljungberg is in midfield. And the star man, Inter Milan striker Ibrahimovic, is back after missing 3 games because of disciplinary reasons. Referee tonight, you might know him, is Erik Bramhaar from Holland. He's the man who allowed the free kick from Manchester United to stand against Lille. Caused all sorts of controversy. Works with the Dutch FA back home. Freddie Ljungberg is the captain. Two men who know each other, of course, the two skippers from the Premiership. Ljungberg's 65th cap this evening. He's won 2 titles and 3 FA Cups with Arsenal. He's been 9 years with the Gunners. Cost £3 million from Halmstad, and he'll be a threat, John, on the left-hand side.
Yeah, I mean, you watch him playing for Arsenal every week, Jackie, and he has quality and has a bit of class in the side. You know, and with him and Ibrahimovic up front, that's a potent strike force. But this is going to be like a Premiership game. I mean, the Swedes play in a Premiership style, and this is why I think it's going to be a more difficult game for Northern Ireland. They won't be easy to upset like I thought the Spaniards were, particularly Puyol at the back when Lafferty got at him. So it's going to be very, very difficult for Northern Ireland. And I think a result here will be a bigger result than the previous 2 against England and Spain.
Well, we are ready. The familiar green shirts. Grant McCann, number 4, got a tremendous header. The 4th goal in Liechtenstein at the weekend, alongside the man who got the other 3. I was talking to David today, and he said he doesn't feel the pressure. He knows the fans will expect him to score every goal. But as Jim Magilton was saying, he's totally unaffected by his success. That ball took a little bit of a bubble there. As you say, John, it's going to be an English-type game. There'll be a high tempo, I would think.
Yeah, especially early on. I mean, I think that they'll be putting a lot of balls in. Both sides will be putting a lot of balls into the 18-yard box and try and test them out the defence.
It's away by Nielsen.
Just going back to Healy there, Jackie, he doesn't feel pressure. He's enjoying every minute of this.
And that's the long-haired Mikael Nielsen, who plays with Panathinaikos, getting it away. He spent a year with Southampton. Northern Ireland playing into the Alex Russell stand end, the Kop end. There's great atmosphere in there from the Northern Ireland fans now. Evans, he couldn't deliver the cross, but he's produced the corner. Good pressurised start from the home side. They'll appreciate that. You just couldn't get a ticket for this game, but you can enjoy watching it at home with us here on the BBC. Chris Brunt, crowded goalmouth all the way across. Back in by Damian Johnson. Now it will fall for Brunt. He can hit them. Took all sorts of deflection. It's not away yet. This is good. It's very good. Healy. I thought he'd got the corner, but he hasn't. He thought he had as well. They're up for it, those
they
fans.
They are definitely up for it. It's funny you say, Jackie, about a ticket for it. I had friends asked me on just when I came back from Liechtenstein, did I have a ticket for the game? I said, you must be out of your head.
It's amazing. It's really gripped the imagination of the public. Man, woman and child the last couple of days have been asking me, can we do it on Wednesday night? And I think, yeah, I don't want to say it's going to be very difficult, but I say, who knows? I would take a draw now. Would you?
I think everybody in the ground would take a draw, because they've started off this group unbelievably well. They've won their first 4 games and only conceded 2 goals, and in amongst the wins was obviously they beat Spain. So I think they're the team to beat in the group, Jackie. I think they will probably go through as group winners, and I think it would be brilliant if we got a draw.
Here's the main man, Ibrahimovic, but well closed down by Aaron Hughes. And just how do you keep tabs on a fella like that?
Well,
John?
at the end of the day, I think you need to get close to him, and to be honest, Aaron Hughes has been outstanding for Northern Ireland, and there'd be no better man to mark him.
Here we have the corner. Alex Anderson will take it. Plays with Gothenburg, the number 7. Now let's see if Northern Ireland can defend a set piece. They have done, and it's away. It was Grant McCann who got it away. Pious tonight. Ironic cheers from the home support for that kick by Isaacson. 6 feet 7 inches tall he stands. Very interesting, John. I think the people who have been watching Newsline tonight would have heard that the Finnish delegation man the goals at the Alec Russell stand then, they had to be taken out, put in again. They were a few centimetres higher at one side. Did you ever? He was a former international goalkeeper, of course, so he would know. Flag stays down. This is good from the man in yellow. But a very consistent Aaron Hughes across there. Let's hope that's nothing serious. Still only 27, Aaron Hughes, 54th cap this evening.
It looks as though he's maybe just done his ankle a little bit there.
This is Eric Edman. Long throw. Well read by Duff it was. Gets it forward, here's Feeney. A rare start for Feeney. The last time he started was here in a friendly with Portugal, when he scored the goal. David Healy was missing that night. So good pressure from Northern Ireland. And that'll be a free kick. Damien Johnson didn't enjoy the challenge. Damien, who had a quiet first half out in Liechtenstein, but showed his real qualities in the second half. Isaacson and company prepare. Healy at the moment in an offside position. Brunt is there, Davis is there. It's Brunt with the left foot. Evans was in there but couldn't make any headway.
That's the problem we have, Jackie. We don't have anybody tall up front. You know, if they're going to just hit them in there, the back four of Sweden are going to eat them up all day. You know, you would want maybe two of them to get on the ball, take it short and just change the angle for them and make the defenders move.
All of the back four of Sweden, John, as you say that, 6 feet and over.
Well, I was surprised really when I heard that Feeney was in the team. You know, I fully expected Lafferty to start, but I know that the manager Lagerbäck has been quoted as saying, you know, that Northern Ireland don't have any pace up front, because we know Davies, great goal scorer, but he's not the quickest. So maybe that's why Laurie actually put in Feeney to inject maybe a little bit of pace up front.
Yeah, maybe they've played a lot of games where they've used that long ball against the tall defenders. Maybe they're trying to play through them, as you say, on the ground, a bit of pace.
That's a problem, Sergei.
He looks a bit nervy, doesn't he?
But to be fair to him, I think the pitch looks very, very bubbly. I don't know if it's the weather.
There's Mr. Lagerbäck there, standing. In fact, he's the one sitting. No, he's standing. That's him standing there. He's in his third year in the job. He's been involved since the late 90s, but he's solo as Nielsen gets that one away. And he's going to retire, the Swedish manager, after the 2008 finals. So nobody's going to sack him, John.
Absolutely not. He's a great record.
He has a great record, and he will be a big loss, I am told, by the Swedish media to their national team. Now, here's Grant McCann. Delighted to get another starting chance. Duff gets it in. That should be the keeper's ball. And when you stand 6 feet 7 inches tall, you're entitled to take those.
Yeah, and I think that just goes back to what we were saying, Jackie. If they play in those balls like Duff did there, I mean, the back four and the goalkeeper will come and take them all night.
Well, Laurie Sanchez amongst those who say if Sweden come here tonight and they did win the game, then the rest, including Denmark and Spain and Northern Ireland, Latvia, they're all playing for second place.
I think that's fair comment. You know, in all the groups that qualifying competitions in the past, Sweden have been one of the first teams that always qualify out of the group. They don't do so well when they actually get to the finals, though. But certainly in the qualifying stages, they always seem to get be one of the first or second teams in all the groups that are played to actually qualify.
Yeah, we talk about Northern Ireland, a small country. 3 World Cup finals we've been to, 58. 82, 86, Sweden, John, would you believe they qualified for 11 World Cup finals, and the best was way back in 1958, beaten in the final by Brazil and a 17-year-old Pelé, and they've been to 3 European finals. The best they achieved there was a semi-final as the host country in 1992. Now, young Feeney seems to be struggling. He's gone on loan from Luton, and he has a 3-year deal set up with Cardiff City. and he's due to make a debut against Sunderland on Saturday. So let's see what happened here.
I think he got a bit of an elbow in the face. I think it was totally accidental, mind you, but it seems to have got a knock on the corner of the eye there.
Looks like the corner of a boxing ring at the moment. The old compress
they
going
need the iron out,
into the
they?
eyebrow.
Yeah.
But he looks fit and well.
He may have to come off maybe for a little stitch there, Jackie, as he's running around the pitch there.
Yeah, there must be a bit of blood there. So the men in green down to 10 men for the moment. Ibrahimovic. Loads of quality. Oh, he whips it across. I think he was trying for a dipper for the far corner, actually. He's got that swagger and that arrogance of a great player.
He certainly has it, and I think you're right. I think he was trying for Mike Taylor's top left-hand corner and actually just caught it wrong.
It didn't really come off, did it?
No, it didn't.
But he got away from his marker. He was one-on-one. He made the space and he whipped in the shot. But no problems for Mike Taylor. Hard to believe. Time flies, John. 8 years ago, he made his debut against Germany, Mike Taylor. He's out of the Birmingham first team at the moment.
Yeah, I think he'd be glad that it got the game over him against Liechtenstein before he came into this one, Jackie, because I thought he looked a little bit rusty, and that's natural considering he hasn't been playing regular first team football. So the 90 minutes that he played there on Saturday will have done him the world of good.
Yeah, the little rush of blood to the head on one occasion, I remember, dashing out. He had no chance for the goal then, a very late goal.
No, and that's a point I was thinking about, when I was coming up to the game tonight, Jackie. Over the last 3 or 4 games, we haven't gifted teams goals. We've stopped conceding, silly mistakes down to individual areas, and I think that's a big plus point, and I think that's part of the reason why we've gone on this particularly good run.
19-year-old Johnny Evans with the throw. Here's Brunt. Lots of talk about young Brunt leaving Sheffield Wednesday. Manchester City, talk is, poised with a bid of £2 million. Everton, Charlton also interested. He's got a sweet left foot, great passer of the ball as well. And he's got 10 goals this season for Sheffield Wednesday. Now, Evans, he did so well, but he was offside when the ball came back. And Elmander.
Yeah, Elmander was lucky there because Evans actually done a neat little trick by letting the ball run, and he took it round him. That really was a free kick, but unfortunately for Sweden, the referee's assistants have already flagged him offside.
Last visit by the Swedes to Belfast 11 years ago, April '96. The men in yellow won on that occasion, a friendly, 2-1. Jeremy McMahon still playing for Glenavon these days. He got the Northern Ireland goal. Swedes were on their way to Euro 96. But their last competitive game here, John, I think you missed it because of injury. October 81. Northern Ireland won 3-0. I think it was October 80, actually.
Yeah, it was 80, Jack.
And that was on the way to qualifying for Spain 82 and the World Cup finals. And here we are, getting a run for our money, trying to qualify for our first European finals. Elmander, very pacey player, it says, as that ball is drifted in by Alexanderson. Damian Johnson patrolling the right-hand side this evening. Forward to Healy. That might be a free kick. The Dutch referee agrees. Of course, he'll be well looked after this evening, Healy. Swedish players, they had their rest day on Saturday, no group game, so they have spent 3 days at the Arsenal training centre, where they've been training and resting. And the manager, Mr. Lagerbäck, he went to Liechtenstein, saw the game, brought a DVD home, and I think they were all impressed by the finishing, the predatory skills of Mr. Healy.
I think they're giving Northern Ireland the respect they're due, and particularly David Healy. And I know Malback was on TV saying that he deliberately watched the video.
Grant McCann finds Davis. That's good. We've switched the play. Duff, the man from Burnley, getting forward. Johnson. We're missing Gillespie, of course, on the right-hand side. Johnson goes in there, very strong on the tackle. But Sweden have been hurried into a few mistakes, John.
They are, and they were lucky just on the edge of the box there that Johnson, almost nicked that away. I think he's got to be pleased with his start, Jackie. I think Northern Ireland have settled down well and, have been given as good as they've got in the first 10-15 minutes.
Yeah. Laurie, Northern Ireland unbeaten in their last 5, unbeaten in their last 4 qualifiers. Add on the 0-0 friendly draw here with Wales last month. And 6 months is a long time in football, never mind politics, when you consider the opening game 0-3 at home to Iceland, a debacle. Nielsen, very cool.
Done well there. You're right, Jackie. I mean, after the Iceland game, I would never have dreamt that we would be in this position, that if we win this game tonight we go top of the group. I just couldn't see it happening at all.
If somebody had told you after that game, John, you'd have thought they were ready for an institution.
Yeah, men in the white coats.
But it is quite incredible. Victory would mean the unthinkable, going top. Wake me up, I think I'm dreaming. Well, Evans, I think he felt that. I think a few studs may have been left in that challenge. Interesting to see that one again.
Yeah, I think Ibrahimovic left his foot in there as Johnny Evans was clearing the ball. He knows he's not going to get it.
He certainly did.
Stepped on his toe. Looked very painful.
Well, he'll have something to say during these proceedings this evening. The big number 10. As Taylor gets it forward, but it has not been a bad start by Northern Ireland. Quarter of an hour gone. It's still 0-0 in this European qualifier. You're watching it live with BBC Northern Ireland Sport. Cragen, Ibrahimovic, very cool, here he is again. Taken off him by Davis, good hustling by the man from Aston Villa. Damian Johnson gets it out to Duff. Not too much chance for the diminutive Healy there. Here he is though, there's good pace, good skill. And that was the white tornado, Peter Hansen, getting the challenge in on Northern Ireland's talisman.
They're not giving him any room at all. They've obviously watched the video and they know what he can do. So if it's not Hansen that's doing it, it's going to be Melberg or whoever's actually anywhere near him at all.
Feeney is back on the pitch, of course. I'm told he's had 2 stitches put in his eye. There he is going up. Not worried about the stitches. That will fall for Cragen. Gets it back in. Here's Feeney. He's done well. Isaacson, well, he didn't really have to stretch in the end. It was almost a good ball.
It was a lovely ball in from Stephen Cragen initially, and a lovely takedown by Feeney, but unfortunately, as the cross came into the box, nobody reacted to it. I don't think they actually expected him to hook it over the shoulder in the way that he did.
There again, it's a little bit of sloppy play. Yes, here it is, Feeney. He hadn't much time, he hadn't much space. The angle was against him all the time.
Lovely skill though to take it down like that, but as I say, nobody reacted to it at all, and possibly maybe too close to the goalkeeper.
Well, good first touch there from the boss. Evans seems to have recovered from that little knock earlier. Fans already chanting Northern Ireland as they have been from the start of this game. It's such a big game. I remember, because I'm in my late 40s now, John, November 81 was it? We beat Israel here 1-0 to qualify for Spain 82. Jerry Armstrong at the goal at the Alec Russell stand end. And you would have been playing that night.
Yeah, I played that game, remember it well, yeah. Tremendous night. Couldn't believe it, Jackie, that we'd qualified for the World Cup finals. There's things you dream about as a kid, but when it actually happened, I remember wandering around in front of the stands after it, and the supporters are going mad. And
yeah, it was the old Cop at that time, wasn't the stand? And I think there was about 35,000 here.
Incredible.
Changed days in terms of crowd. But I remember on the way we were talking about beating Sweden here 3-0 on the way. Healy just can't get there. Do you remember the game in Stockholm?
No,
Jimmy Nicholl brought down a guy, they scored a penalty, beaten 1-0. And that night we were all despondent, thought we were out. And then results happened in other games that fell our way. So we came back from the dead on that occasion.
I remember the game being in June, Jackie, and as players, it was the end of a long, hard season. And
that's right, in Stockholm, yeah.
Yeah, we didn't. It's not that we didn't fancy the game, but we thought it was a terrible time to play a game. Most of the Swedish team probably might have been playing at home, and they were just right in the middle of their season at that time. And I think after that, the FA have tried to avoid those type of games as much as possible.
That's right. There are a number of games in this group in June. 2nd of June, the 6th of June, but we are not involved.
I think the players will be grateful for that.
David telling them what to do, where to put it. Now, Evans. Keeper has come a long way. Oh, he's lost it. And Duff almost prized it away from him.
Yeah, slightly unfortunate as when it's coming and the keeper slapped at it here. It's Michael Duff who's right next to him. Maybe if it had been Healy, or he might have just reacted a little bit quicker, being the centre forward in form.
Michael did his best to kick it away from him as well. But Michael Duff, he started against Liechtenstein because Chris Baird is missing because of injury, as the Inter Milan striker Ibrahimovic. A little bit of pushing again. He's a controversial character.
He definitely is, and he's a big lad as well, and he tries to put himself about.
Well, I don't think Mr. Lagerbäck will be that happy with the first 20 minutes of this game for his side. Grant McCann, it was all a bit tight. Here's Davis, who had an exceptionally good game in Liechtenstein. When you consider he's not really top-class match fit at the moment, he's not in the Aston Villa team, the same as Aaron Hughes. Now this could be interesting. Feeney goes down, or it might have been cool play from Nielsen, and still he goes on, switches the play. Ljungberg, Edman is outside him, comes inside though to Svensson.
This is sorry, Jack. This is the first time they've been able to get the ball down and play it. It's the first time they've got a little bit of room.
Ibrahimovic is not playing a central role really. He's been forced to roam. He's moved towards the centre now. Bit of spoiling there. It looked an unfair challenge from the big number 10. Ball was whipped in. Should be Michael Duff. Johnny Evans misjudged it. Ibrahimovic, Brunt with the interception. Well, the ball has been pinged about at the moment, and sides are giving it away. Craigan crashing into the back of Ljungberg.
I didn't think this was a foul. I don't think Ljungberg was trying to win it, and Craigan just jumped, above him. Ljungberg standing there, he's obviously going to come down on top of him. But you're right, just before that, Jack, Ibrahimovic played Aaron Hughes deliberately, nowhere near the ball at all.
So Ljungberg seems to be all right. He looked for the free kick. He's got it. I agree with you, John, that Craigan attacked the ball.
Disappointing start from Sweden's point of view, but you got to realise, the quality that they have in the team, that they could change the game in a split second. It's when Northern Ireland have to be concentrating basically for the whole 90 minutes.
Well, it looks like Ibrahimovic. We've got Mike Taylor lining things up. And away it goes. It doesn't cause anybody any problems. 18 goals he's got, the big man. Not this time.
I think he was trying to rely on the fact that Mike Taylor might have been unsighted, but he's actually tried to side-foot it to his right-hand corner, and fortunately for Taylor, he's pulled it wide of the post.
Applause from the travelling Swedish fans there. We're just over the halfway point of the first half at Windsor Park. It's still 0-0 in this qualifier. Vital in many ways, many aspects for both sides. Sweden get the win, they would feel they have 1 foot in the finals next year in Austria and Switzerland. Aaron Hughes doing a great job there. Free kick.
I think we were a little bit lucky in that score. I think Johnson had lost the ball and almost fell into I think it was Anderson.
Daniel Anderson, yeah.
Looking for the free kick and the referee gave it.
Well, that's us level now.
Yeah.
Ljungberg at 1 for them. Feeney up there. Duff has moved up again. Brunt has moved into the middle. Healy. He's got the corner. Great applause and great noise coming from the Alex Russell Kop stand. Changed days. A few years ago we were lucky if we got 5,000 and 6,000 at a game. Brunt it is. Well, I don't think Duff got a clean header in that. It may have been head shoulder. He certainly found the space, John.
I mean, it was a lovely corner, hit him with pace, and I don't know whether the defender in front of him maybe unsighted him, because basically he was on his own. And I'm sure he was thinking he should have hit the target there, Jackie. He basically had a free header here. Yeah, that's from a lot of his, as a centre back, is a poor header.
This is good, Elmander and Ibrahimovic, the two strikers linking up. And that's the way they can up the pace, can't they?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. When they're don't seem to be doing anything. This is a great run by Elmander. But again, Stephen Craigan, another lad who's on top of his game, right tight to the Ibrahimovic, and was able to get it away for a corner.
Alex Anderson taking the corners from this right-hand side. Hits it long, far post. Northern Ireland survive it. Will drift away for the throw-in.
They've defended the corners well, Jackie, because they are, as we said beforehand, a big side. And they're making sure that even if they don't win the header, they're getting enough of a presence there to put the Swedes off.
This is good. It's slick. It's quick. Ibrahimovic was available. He didn't need him. Elmander. It's 1-0. 26 minutes gone. The Swedes have made the breakthrough. 9th international goal for the man who plays in France with Toulouse. Delight amongst those Swedish fans. And that's a big goal, an important goal, the breakthrough for Sweden.
A lovely cross to the far post, and I think it was Anderson that knocked it down. Went to sleep here, Jackie. We've just got totally caught here. A beautiful cross to the back post, and this is a lovely little header down. That's a great turn. I mean, Aaron Hughes can't get any closer to it, and as the lads turn and hit it, I mean, Mike Taylor had no chance. He's only 7 yards out. Absolutely brilliant goal by Elmander.
Elmander, he got one of the goals that beat Spain. This is his second of the European Championship campaign. Mike Taylor had no chance. He held off Hughes, turned and buried it.
And that's what we were saying, Jackie. They hadn't started particularly well, but there's enough talent on this side, to score a goal out of nothing. But I think Sanchez will be disappointed with the right-hand side. I think we went to sleep there a little bit.
No, let's hope we're not caught again here. Well, we won't be. Alex Anderson, the cross this time was not so good. Yeah. Well, no smiles on the bench, but there'll be less smiles on the Northern Ireland bench, I would think. And it had all been going so well.
Yeah, I mean, the game had been scrappy, but I think that suited Northern Ireland. They'd been closing down well, and really, that's the first real attempt at a goal at Mike Taylor's goal, and unfortunately, it's resulted in a goal. But it's a big test for them now, Jackie. I mean, this is a tough side, and I felt coming into the game that if we could keep it level and maybe get one in front, we would have a chance. But they're very well organised, and it's going to be very difficult now that we're a goal down.
I'm just remembering, John, last October, as Healy makes his way, gets another chance. In it comes, out it goes. Well, Duff, he meant it for Healy. didn't come off. Wasn't a good touch from the big defender. Just thinking, when Spain came here last October, we were twice behind, and no doubt the manager will remember that as well.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And we ended up winning 3-2.
And the supporters will remember that as well, Jackie. But I think this is a different kettle of fish here. I don't think we were able to get at the Spaniards and upset them. You know, the defenders here that Sweden have, you know, are used to the type of play the pressure we will put them under, and I think they may cope with it better. I hope not, but you know, I think this is by far and away the best team in the group.
Well, so far they've proved it with those 4 wins in 4 games. The victory over Spain, of course, was a big one. They were at home to Spain, but there's so many games to come. John, important games. Denmark, Sweden, Spain, they all have to play each other. They'll all be dropping points. So if Northern Ireland can hang in there.
Yeah, I mean, you know, hopefully, you know, you may be able to get back in the game and salvage something out of it. But if not, Jack, you're right, there are a lot of games to go. And I think the next one after that would be Liechtenstein at home, you know, and a win there.
August the 22nd, yeah.
Yeah, that puts us back on track again. And, you know, we still have to play Denmark here. The one thing which annoys me slightly is that the last game we have to go to Spain. I think the last 2 games might be Sweden and Spain. And
we're away to Spain in the last one, and we're at home to Denmark the one before.
Yeah, I mean, they're 2 tough games to have to finish off on.
And in October, those are both in November. In October, we are away to Sweden.
Yeah, 3 massive games.
It's a big finish. And by the time we play Liechtenstein in August, the table will have changed somewhat. Denmark plays Sweden. That's a big game. Latvia at home to Spain. Sweden at home to Iceland. Latvia against Denmark. Liechtenstein against Spain on the 6th of June.
Yeah,
as Northern Ireland get the corner.
And when the draw was made, we knew that, you know, that Spain, Sweden and Denmark all in the same group were going to take points of one another, and that could benefit Northern Ireland.
It's taken quickly. Grant McCann, his favourite left foot, gets it over, but Hansen gets it away. Aaron Hughes. Well, could fall for Healy. He could hit it. He certainly has! What a finish! Has done it again. David Healy. 31st minute. The goal machine has struck again. His 28th goal and his 8th of this European campaign. He got a hat-trick in Liechtenstein, and what a finish for goal number 28 in this, his 56th cap. Do they love Healy? Do we love Healy, John?
Unbelievable. The 2 centre-halves getting each other's way, but as it falls, he just turns on it. And what a finish. I mean, we've talked about the height of the keeper. The keeper had absolutely no chance there. As the ball's dropped down off the 2 defenders, it's one touch, he sets himself up, and what a goal.
Would you believe that Dennis Wise and Gus Poyet, his managerial combo at Leeds United, are in the ground this evening? Are you watching Dennis Wise? Because David's been in and out of the team. He's got 11 goals for Leeds United. He's got 28 now with that one for Northern Ireland. Oh dear, pick it out.
Absolutely brilliant goal. And what a great time to, you know, they haven't been behind for too long. They've got back in the game quickly. And, you know, we're basically back to square one again.
A nice touch. I had a young blind supporter who's here this evening listening with the new headsets which are being supplied by the IFA, and they're getting a special commentary, and one of those boys, David, a 16-year-old, was there today, and he asked David, will you score again tonight? And David said, well, I'll be doing my best. Right on cue.
And I'll tell you what, Jackie, he was unlucky there. He's done almost the same again. Like, he's took one touch and spun on it, but unfortunately he just didn't get enough on it this time to trouble Isaacson in the goal.
You see, you were getting down in the mouth, weren't you? You were getting pessimistic.
I was.
Jim Magilton's never pessimistic. Well, we've scored 9 in these European Championships. 8 of those can be claimed by Healy, as Northern Ireland get the free kick. What is the problem, says the other goal scorer, Elmander. Laurie, well, 5 minutes after they scored, his team were back in it.
Are you watching Dennis? Well, it's brilliant.
I beat you to it, lads. I think Dennis will get the message. I think David might start on Saturday. He's taking it in good heart. Gus Poyet to his right, The Swedes may be rattled. Brunt. Did David make a mistake? Well, I'm sure Sweden may not be used with. They'll be coming here expecting the 3 points, won't they, John? Really?
Well, I think everything that they said. What they quoted about Northern Ireland. They expected to win the 3 points. I don't think they thought it was going to be an easy game, but I feel that they felt that they were going to win it.
Well, there's still plenty of danger to come, of course, from the men in yellow. Ibrahimovic trying to create something there. Craigan. Good covering again. Craigan and Hughes have built up a very good partnership over the last year or so. Well, you can see Brunt, Feeney back there. All hands to the pump. Alexanderson again drifts it in. Ibrahimovic was getting himself set for the overhead. The danger may not be over. I think there might have been a miscue there. Melberg, the man from Aston Villa. Oh, it's not away yet. Could be trouble here. Get it out, lads. Well, now we can get it away. Ran McCann, don't give it away in there. Davis did well. Feeney tried to get it on the right-hand side. Healy arrives. He's really flying. He's fired up. Just under 10 minutes to half-time. It was a quiet start. It was interesting. No side really dominating. Then the Swedes took the lead. 5 minutes later, Healy brought Northern Ireland back into it. It's a very interesting European qualifier, John.
It's a tremendous game. It's perfectly poised, and when you look at David Healy's goal scoring record, Jackie, I can't believe it. It's for a Northern Ireland centre forward, unbelievable.
That's true. How many caps did you get?
39.
39. And how many goals did you get?
2.
You see, we're not used to this.
I think I might have been 10th or 11th on the highest scoring list with 2 as well.
No, it's quite incredible when you think that less than 3 years ago he was equaling and breaking Colin Clark's record of 13. He's now more than double that.
Yeah, when you think of all the games that that we didn't score as well that he's played in.
I was just doing the stats. I really should get out more, John, but he had 13 and 10. He now has. Laurie has won 10 games before tonight of his 31, and David Healy has got 13 goals in those games. Now,
13 goals in 10
who's
games.
after the booking?
It's Damian Johnson.
It's Damian Johnson, because Mike Taylor, Johnny Evans, David Healy and Warren Feeney and Lafferty are all on yellow cards, but Damian, thankfully, is not.
I think he just lost it a little bit there, and as Lundberg's gone away from him here, he's caught him late.
Well, I don't think there's any question. It's a yellow card.
Yeah, you couldn't argue with that.
Sweden. We don't want to concede anything before the break. Feeney. Well, he's giving them a run for it, isn't he? He's surrounded. Anderson. Healy. Not out of play yet. It is now. Fans thought it belonged to Northern Ireland. No appeals from Healy.
No, he might have been awarded a free kick there, but it was certainly Healy's foot that put it out.
Ljungberg tees it up for Edman, who had a spell at Spurs. Ibrahimovic, he likes to push and he likes to pull. And referee Bramhart from Holland is not taking any nonsense.
I don't know what he's complaining about here. I mean, he tries to flip it over the top of Michael Duff, but he can't run through him. I mean, it was a lovely piece of skill, but he's got to go around the player. I mean, Michael Duff basically just stood his ground.
Yeah, I can understand he thought it was obstruction. It was a nice piece of skill, but I think the referee got it right in the end.
Yep.
Mike Taylor launches it long. Feeney's in there, he's being held. The fans thought so as well. Ibrahimovic. Well, Grant McCann did very well. Nielsen. Down the line. Aaron Hughes shows great pace.
I've said it before, Jag, you know, I'll say it again. I can't understand why Aaron Hughes is not in the Aston Villa team.
Ring Martin O'Neill and ask him.
I mean, like Melberg, there's only one player here, you know, between them two. It's Hughes every time.
Yeah, he was tremendous on Saturday too as well, Aaron, considering he doesn't have that sharpness and edge of playing week in and week out in the Premiership. Alexandersson again with a corner on this right hand side for Sweden. Grant McCann did well. Healy didn't do so well. Well, in fact, it was Steve Davis. Beg your Steve's pardon. We're into the last 5 minutes of the first half of this European qualifier. It's 1 goal apiece. But Laurie will be more than pleased, John, the way he's set up the team and the way they've performed so far.
Yeah, I've been impressed by Feeney. You know, he's taken the big centre halves on, and he's been running them down the wing to try and get a little bit of the pressure off the defence, and he's made himself, you know, very, very busy in there, and I'm not sure they know how to deal with him.
I have to say, David Healy, lots of movement from David tonight. I'm not saying normally there isn't, but since that goal he's really fired up, and he and Feeney, as you said, they're proving to be a good partnership up front. There's Feeney getting the touch. Healy just couldn't get it through.
Yeah, even when they're not winning the ball cleanly, you know, they're making it very, very difficult for the centre halves to get clean headers on them and get any distances on their clearances.
Ljungberg. Nielsen. Elmander. He's turned Hughes again as he did for the goal. Not as costly this time though.
Yeah, I think the pitch beat him, Jackie, but again that was a beautiful turn, and even Aaron Hughes wasn't able to stay with him on that occasion.
See the perspiration there on the face of Grant McCann. The heat of battle, and it is a battle. And it's very interesting. I hope you're enjoying it watching at home. And Little Northern Ireland are still in with a chance, John, of taking 3 points.
Well, if you look at the whole game, basically, you know, there hasn't been a lot to choose between both sides, and we went to sleep up when our right back position there cost us a goal. The two centre backs here got in each other's way, and that man Healy was able to score another cracking goal from outside the 18-yard box. And it was a brilliant goal as well, Jackie. I mean, a striker's goal from nothing.
Sometimes we sit up here, John, and we're focused on what we're trying to do, but I'm just reflecting now. What a goal it was.
It was a brilliant goal. You know, as I say, the two centre halves went up, got in each other's way, and as the ball's dropped, Healy's hit it first time. And over, what size did you say the keeper was? Amazing goal.
He's 6 feet 7 inches. He's just a bit taller than me, John.
I'm glad to see he got another game, Jackie, because I think it's important for the likes of Brunt, you know, to get a little bit of a run in the side. I think when the likes of Stephen Craigan came into the side, first of all, he was in and out, and you know, nerves maybe got the better of him on occasions, and he made silly mistakes. But now that he has got a firm run in the team, he's really turned into be a tremendous player for Northern Ireland.
And maybe working up a partnership as well.
Yeah,
as you know, having played in there, you have to know what your mate's doing.
Yeah, you have to play with people to get to know them. So I'm sure Chris Brunt will be delighted that, you know, that this is another game that he's been able to start right from the beginning.
Evans, Alexanderson, Ibrahimovic. Can he weave a bit of magic? Northern Ireland fans will be hoping the answer is no. Evans. Johnny Evans winning his 5th cap tonight, first 4. He's unbeaten. It's quite a record. Now Ljungberg to pick it up as the Swedes try to finish the half with a flourish. Well, Edmund has made a real mess of that one. They enjoyed the mistake.
Be themselves on the big screen in the way themselves.
They would not have been as pleased with that attempted cross. As I said, over 1,000 of them here. They drew with England, of course, in the World Cup finals last year, 2-2. Qualified for the second phase, but were beaten by Germany, the host country, in the second round by 2-0. As you say, they never really get it together at finals.
No, I think, you know, they're like a good Premiership team, Jackie, and they do well in the groups. But once you get to, you know, the finals, when you're coming into the quality in Europe or in the world, I don't think they're quite up there.
Overall quality and different systems of playing, the South American way, etc.
Yeah, I think they would struggle, you know, against those teams.
But that man there, number 10, I think he could play in any company. Ibrahimovic, just 25 years of age. He's played for Malmo, Ajax and Juventus, Ibrahimovic. Total transfers involved 34 million.
Well, just looking at him tonight, you know, you wouldn't think, you know, that amount of money's involved. But that's my worry, that at the minute he's doing absolutely nothing.
Long may that continue, John, I can hear the fans say. Now, Grant McCann. Well, he can hit a perler. I've seen him do it in training many times with that left foot. Got a wonderful header on Saturday from a lovely Keith Gillespie cross. Really powered it in, a goal in injury time. I didn't see a signal there. Have you seen any signal for time? For
no, I haven't seen any. I think it's from the fourth official yet.
We're into the 47th minute. The referee's arm is up. It will be coming to an end, this first half. And I think Mr. Lagerbäck, the Swedish manager, might have more to say in animated fashion than Lori Sanchez. So John, quick summation of this first half.
I think you're right, Jackie. I think after Sweden going 1-up, the manager will be absolutely going spare with the team, the fact that they've given the goal away, and certainly Sanchez will be by far the more happier manager.
So great cheers all around. 26 minutes, that man there made it 1-0 for Sweden, Almander. But then 5 minutes later, who else but David Healy, brilliant dipping volley. It's 1-1. Let's go to Mark Sidebottom on the touchline.
Thank you, Jackie. Joined by Dave Beston. Dave, what can we say about the man Healy?
I mean, you know he's going to score goals, and given a chance, he's going to put it back in net. And that was an emphatic finish. But the performance of the rest of the boys has been unbelievable.
It's 6'7", Isaacson, the keeper. You stand 6'4", 6'5" yourself. He will not be happy being beaten outside the box.
To be fair, there's not much he could do about it. You know, he's got to take a position up, but Dave has put the ball in the air and brought it down quickly. So, you know, from the point of the goalkeeper, not much he can do. From the point of the goal scorer, well finished.
And you actually think that the UEFA officials have done us a favour? You think they actually raised the goal at the Alexander Russell end here?
Yeah, they come in before the game and just said it was an inch or so too small, so they had to put a little board or something to raise the goal slightly.
Presumably you now feel justified in selecting Warren Feeney ahead of Big Kyle.
Warren's done tremendously well. You know, the two little fellas up front against the two big centre-halves are causing two centre-halves problems. We're getting a number of fouls just outside the box. So, you know, hopefully in the second half we're continuing and maybe from one of the free kicks get what we could consider winning goal.
Would you take 1-1?
You'd take 1-1, well, at least we're not chasing the game at the moment. You know, we're still in with it, and I would say give Dave another chance, he can put the ball in back in net.
Okay, Dave, you want to get in there? Thanks, Stephen. By the way, we do have a certain Dennis Wise standing by down here, but meantime, it's up to you guys.
We'll hear from Dennis Wise shortly. It's 1-1 at half-time. I think we wish it was 1-1 at full-time. We'll hear the thoughts of Jim Magilton and Michael O'Neill in a moment. But first, a chance to win a pair of tickets to Northern Ireland's next European qualifier, back here at Windsor Park against Liechtenstein in August. All you have to do is answer the following question. Name the scorer of Northern Ireland's 4th goal against Liechtenstein in last Saturday's European Championship qualifier. Who scored the 4th goal? Text your answers to 81771. We'll announce the winner before the end of the programme. We can now hear the thoughts of David Healy's manager at Leeds, Dennis Wise.
He's just off shaking hands, Stephen, I think, with his Dennis. You were taking quite a bit of abuse from the Kop end here, but he keeps on doing it for Northern Ireland.
Yeah, he's a fantastic finish, weren't it? I think Mr Gillespie hadn't seen us for 4 months because David's been playing up front for us. I think he's just misunderstood the position he played for previous managers. But no, he's unfortunately for us, he's been hitting crossbars. He's been hitting strikes like that, and he's been hitting crossbars and posts.
They're letting you know, Dennis, you're giving them thumbs up. You've got the message. Presumably you look at David and you look at him with a degree of frustration, because you say when he's in, he's hitting woodwork for you, and that maybe forces your hand to an extent.
Yeah, unfortunately sometimes this happens, you know. A striker goes through a barren patch. He doesn't for these, but he has for us. In fact, the last game that he played, he scored, which was fantastic, really.
You'll be beginning to regret coming down to do this for us. We appreciate it. Stay with us for a final question. Outside of Healy, Northern Ireland generally, have they impressed given the start?
I think they've done fantastic. You know, I think the two fellas up front have held it up very well. They play to their strengths, which is good. I think looking at tonight, you can see that David's more of a person who not go off the big man. He's capable of holding it up, and I think this is something that I wanted to see as well. And he's shown me tonight that he can do things like that as well, which is great.
Your problem might well be holding on to him.
Oh, I will be if I can. Don't worry about that. I'll be fighting Mr Bates, and hopefully I can.
Laurie Sanchez, I know you've had your differences, shall we put it like that, but what will Laurie be saying in there now? What's the manager thinking?
No, Sanchez was just trying to sell one of my players that I don't want to go, unfortunately. No, I think he'd be saying exactly what he said from the off. You know, they've done very well. You know, and they're capable of winning the game at the moment.
You have given them a wave. Let's pay tribute to the Northern Ireland fans. A quick word on them.
Fantastic. I'll tell you what, we need some of them down at Leeds, I think, to join us. I think it'll be fantastic because they've been great tonight.
Jim Magilton's up there, he says he's trying to get a word in.
Oh, bless him. But no, they've been great, and I'm sure they'll give it exactly the same second half.
Call it for me, Dennis. How do you see it pan out? Final score?
I think they can win it. I think they can win 2-1, honestly. I think the performance that they've given the first half, I think Sweden have one chance, scored. You know, and I think it's all been, they played a pressing game, Northern Ireland, they've done very well.
Stephen, he thinks he can win it, and he's also holding on to Healy. Back up to you and Jim to get a word in.
That's what he thinks. Dennis Wise, bemused by it all. David Healy, sensational, Jim Michael.
Fantastic, world-class finish. Doesn't take a touch, doesn't have to look, knows where the goal is. Another fantastic goal for Northern Ireland. I just think he's top man.
Dennis Wise came to see why David Healy can do it for Northern Ireland. He certainly saw it, Michael.
Oh, definitely. Not just the goal. I think David's been excellent, as has Warren Feeney. The front two, as he's referred to there, have been superb. You know, Warren Feeney's work rate has been outstanding. They've held the ball up excellently. And as Jim referred to there, you know, the one sniff that David gets, he does exactly, he just spins, hits it, and it's in the back of the net. That is top-class finishing, as we're used to now.
First half, it's been an excellent Northern Ireland performance.
I think it's been a great game. I think it's testament to these lads that they're matching a very, very strong side in Europe, one of the top sides in European football. And Northern Ireland have held their own. I thought they've been fantastic to a man, but they're only halfway there. They've got to go and repeat that nice Saturday.
Yeah, they've done extremely well first half. They've pressed the ball high up the park and they've got their reward. The midfield four have been excellent. It's whether they can continue to do that for 90 minutes. I think they're going to have to do that. And if they do continue to do that, I think, you know, there's a wee chance that, you know, we'll not be happy with a draw and we can go on and win the game.
They're going to have to do second half what they did first, and that was get off to a great start.
They did the first corner early doors, and I think they had real impetus going into it, and I think they had real confidence. This one bubbles around, it could have fallen to anyone. and they're under a lot of pressure.
Just unsettled the Swedes a wee bit, you know, and you know, they're difficult to getting this away. It just set the tempo. We've got the crowd going, and suddenly, you know, for about, I think the next 5-10 minutes after that, Northern Ireland, you know, played off the front foot, really.
As a manager, you're talking about it all the time. Your first 5-10 minutes in the game are the most important, because you're setting down a marker. It's the most frenetic. People are, you know, there's a lot of nerves out there, and Northern Ireland got off to a fine start.
They're trying to squeeze Healy out of the game, but even from these early opportunities here, he was getting in amongst them.
Yeah, I mean, he's just it's just dropping the box there, and he's hit it. You know, it's an ambitious effort to say the least, but the sort of form David's in, you know, he's right to hit anything that moves in there, and that's what he's done so far.
And then we had a Duff header shortly after that.
We did. I think this is a better chance than it showed. You know, he's great cross, great drill. I think Duff will be a little bit disappointed.
Great driven corner. He sees it a wee bit late, but when you actually see it here, it comes a long way.
I think
he will be disappointed.
I think if he helps it back into the frame of the goal, anything can happen.
Anything can happen now, exactly. And it's a good height for him. It's not, he doesn't have to jump particularly well, you know, it's just a case of guiding it towards the target.
And then came the sucker punch after Northern Ireland had been doing so well.
Yeah, I think they'll be disappointed. They get a throw in, they work the ball. This is their best bit and a half, bit of quality. They move the ball very well. I think they found the pitch probably a little bit difficult, but they pop the ball off, great bit of skill, great ball.
Disappointing defending though, isn't it?
I think Aaron will be really disappointed, I have to be honest, and he's been fantastic for Northern Ireland, but the lad's going to head it, he's only going to head it in one area. I think Aaron can anticipate it a little bit better and be a little bit stronger there. I think it's a disappointing goal from Northern Ireland's point of view.
Too tight, and then he doesn't leave himself any room.
It's too easy, isn't it?
It's a wee bit too easy. He's a wee bit too tight here, and then he can't move his feet to try and block the shot, you know, but as Jim says, he has been fantastic, but just tonight, you know, the two big strong boys up front, and to be fair, Craigan and Aaron have done well, but Craigan in particular I think has done very well against Ibrahimovic.
And then up step David Healy. It's now 28 goals in 56 appearances, 8 in this campaign. Is this one the best of the whole lot, do you think?
Well, it's added to the collection. He sniffs everything out. This year he doesn't even look, he knows where the goal is. That's it's a great strength he has. And he's up waving at me, I hope.
He was waving at
you. It comes from nothing, really. I mean, it's just a ball forward. If you look, Aaron just pumps it forward. They'll be disappointed that two centre-halves go for the same ball. And most strikers would take a touch there, but he lets it across his body.
And that's another testament to Warren Feeney, because they both challenged it. They've run them ragged, they've run them down the side. Warren Feeney deserves great credit for it as well.
Put himself about it. They've obviously.
I don't think he looked up, Healy, did he?
Not at all. He never stops looking at the ball. The whole time he's just concentrating on
he just works on pure technique.
Just
and
the contact on the ball is what he's after.
Magnificent. It's magnificent.
And shortly after that, he had another little half chance.
Yeah, this one drops in the box. I think he hits it again, comes down the right hand side again. Good into feet here, and as I say, it's an ambitious effort again, but as always he's hitting target, you know, and you know that can go anywhere, but like
get the ball in the box to him. And what's impressed me as well about him tonight is he showed great strength. Him and Feeney have showed great strength. Two centre halves, 6'3", physical. Both of them have not shied away.
And he's even, to be fair, I think you're seeing David run about tonight more than we maybe normally do. And in reaction to how Warren Feeney's work rate is, you know, and as a front pair, and they've been fantastic.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to mention Warren Feeney. He's been tremendous for Northern Ireland tonight. His work rate's been superb.
He gets a cut early doors, he runs off the pitch, gets it stitched, probably stitches it himself, runs back onto the pitch, runs straight onto the pitch, and then 10 minutes into that, he picks a ball up in his own half and runs it into the corner flag. I think his work rate and his work ethic, I think the work ethic throughout the whole team has been top class, but we are only at half time.
We're at half time, exactly. But the front two set it off. If your front two work as hard as that, it's much easier for a midfield four to play higher up the park. So, you know, we need the same from the front two. It's going to be difficult to ask that of them for 90 minutes, but hopefully they're capable of it.
We'll talk more in a moment. Thank you for now. Tonight's match marks a first with the introduction of commentary for visually impaired Northern Ireland fans, and one of the prime movers in this IFA initiative, backed by the BBC, is Pitchside Now with Mark.
Indeed he is, Stephen. Ian, Stephen just saying it's a prime initiative this for the visually impaired. Tell me a little bit more about it.
Yes, tonight we have Mal Donaghy taking the visually impaired club from Lisburn, and tonight is the launch of the soccer site, which has been paid for by the George Best Foundation, and it gives young children, supporters and young adults the chance to receive a personal audio commentary of the game tonight by two commentators that were picked by the BBC.
The 14 out there playing, I'm sure they quite not believe what's going on. Visually impaired and blind, but what a night for them also.
It's absolutely magnificent, and I'd like to say pay tribute to Norman and Barbara of the George Best Foundation for supplying the funds for all the equipment for these children. and supporters of the Northern Ireland.
Quick word on David Healy. Not bad.
Absolutely magnificent goals, world class. If that was Gary Lineker or Alan Shearer, they'd be shouting from the rooftops.
Or Billy Hamilton. Billy, just before we hand back to the boys, we were wondering whether or not it was the right move, Kyle Lafferty, but with David Healy it was something out of nothing.
Oh, with David Healy you can never write him off. It didn't look good when we went to go behind, but once again David cropped up with something out of nothing. Back to goal, turned around and a great volley in the top corner of the net. It's like a magnet in the net for David at the moment.
Warren Feeney has picked up a couple of stitches for his troubles, but he really is putting himself about.
He has made himself a real nuisance for their back four. He's been a headache for them. He's running them all over the place. I just hope he has a bit of stamina to keep going the whole 90 minutes.
Could you see 2-1 Northern Ireland?
I tell you what, it's going to be, I think both managers will settle for this result now, but it's an intriguing second half to see who's going to go for bust, but I think it could peter out one each.
That would do, Stephen. I'm sure you have a few more words up there to say about Mr. Healy. Back to you, boys.
Yes, the teams will be out very shortly. Jim, Michael, same again, second half for Northern Ireland's all they need, isn't it? Easy as that.
Feeney's epitomised everything about them. I think they're going to need fresh legs, especially with that effort, that amount of pressure they're putting on the ball. I worry about that because I think that Sweden are a well-disciplined, well-drilled side. I think they can still hurt Northern Ireland. They're playing off the front men who are real threats, world-class players. But Northern Ireland have been in this position before and they know how to win. That's the thing about them, they know how to win.
Exactly. I don't think Sweden have committed that many men forward from the middle of the park. It'll be interesting to see whether they're content with one in their eyes, and whether they commit more men forward, but I think that the game's there for us to win it. I think we have to win it. We have to go to Spain and we have to go to Sweden. And although a great result, 1-1's a great result, I think if you look back over the campaign, you'll maybe say, well, if we could have gone and won that game, that we would have been, more in the mix.
They've got to go out without a fear factor.
Yeah.
They've got to. That's got to go out the window. That's got to disappear. And I think Larry Sanchez, there's absolute credit as showing that strength, hasn't he? Throughout all the games, the Spain game in particular, they've come back from the dead twice and won the game.
Well, they've won games where they have no right to get back into the game and win it. So they're in a position now where, go on and have the confidence to believe in themselves and go on and win from this position. And I think they're well capable of that.
We were optimistic, but with caution before the match started. Now sitting at 1-1 with 45 minutes to go. I mean, let's be honest, Northern Ireland still have to be cautious, but this is a game they could go on and win second half, surely.
Yeah, I think the back four and the goalkeeper, as we referred to it, we're playing with basically 4 centre backs in the back 4 positions. We're nice and solid at the back. If we can maintain that and keep the energy in the middle of the park, and it's just going to take, I think it will take another moment of magic, whether it's David again or someone else, but that's what we need to get ourselves in front.
I agree with Michael. I also think that the back 4 and the goalkeeper have been in this position before. They know the sort of pressure they're going to come under. They've got plenty of legs in front of them. If the lads in front don't want out of legs, I can see them nicking it. They just have to be very, very careful. This is a well-disciplined drill side who are more than capable of winning the game.
Let's give us all a wee lift before the start of the second half. 6 angles of the David Healy goal in the first half, which means it's 1-1 at half-time in this crucial European qualifier. Real class, Jim.
Doesn't look, all he's thinking about is the ball and his technique, and he trusts himself that much. His self-belief is frightening, and he is a top player, and that is an international world-class goal.
I think when you look at the goalkeeper's 6'7". He's not outside the 6-yard box here, but he doesn't really expect David to hit it, I think, either. He's caught him a wee bit napping a wee bit.
As that ball's come to him, Mick, I'm telling you now, he is all he's thinking about is the ball and his technique, and he knows he's going to have to live. He knows a dipping volley is the only way he's going to beat a 6-foot giant like him.
It doesn't matter what angle you see, it is absolutely brilliant.
Drawer. If there had been someone there to lay it into, no doubt they wouldn't have got it, There was only one thing that was happening there when the ball dropped.
No chance he doesn't pass it.
The painting we saw on the Northern Ireland Wall of Fame out there, they need to put a crown on it now, won't they, for David Healy?
Well, they have to leave enough room for me.
I don't think you're getting on now, by the way.
I'll passport for it all too.
But as we wait for the teams to come out in second half, I mean, tremendous atmosphere in here tonight. It's another fantastic Wednesday night at Windsor Park.
Yeah, again, we've seen this time and time again now in the qualifying games, and the fans will play a huge part in the second half as well.
Okay, Jim Chilton, Michael O'Neill, thank you very much. The cup is absolutely bouncing. We're all ready for what we hope will be an enthralling second half. It's back up to our commentary team, Jackie Fullerton and John O'Neill.
Thank you very much indeed, Steve. And I'm just thinking that Jim Magilton's picture should be in the Wall of Fame. It would keep the Vandals away anyway. And we've seen so many replays of that goal. I think the score's 6-1, John. But those fans are expecting a lot in the second half. More from him. There's some pressure in that young man. I think they expect him to score a hat-trick every game now.
I think he thrives on it. I think he
There's a Swedish fan, I think, John.
You just
I think
lost
I met
my
her
train
on
of
our
thought,
last
or was
trip.
it her? You do. No, I was going to say, you know, I think he thrives on it. He obviously loves his international football, and you know, you could list all his goals, Jackie. You know, what a DVD that would make of the goals that David Healy has scored.
Absolutely. Now the Swedes are making a change. Number 16, Kim Kallström, who plays for Gerard Houlier's Lyon, is coming on into the midfield. 6 feet 2 inches tall, another tall one, on to win his 45th cap. And Anders Svensson has gone off. Indeed, it was Svensson, lovely skill from him, which helped to provide the Swedish goal. Northern Ireland, I can't see any changes at the moment. There he is, that's Kallström, 24 years of age. So it's a midfielder for a midfielder. So John, an interesting 45 minutes ahead. The boys in the studio say we can win it. Dennis Wise, the Leeds manager, who was taking all that chanting from the stand in good part, he thinks we could win it as well. Sorry, that was a question, John.
Jackie, I don't want to tempt fate.
No, let's not tempt fate.
I think that they're well and capable of. I think both sides are well capable of winning the game at the minute.
Ljungberg, nice touch by the substitute.
We were talking about, sorry, Jack, we were talking about, you know, the pace that Warren Feeney has injected into the team, and I'm just wondering, will he be able to sustain that right the way through the second half, because he certainly caused them problems in the first half.
Yeah, and Warren, who makes his debut on Saturday, hopefully for Cardiff against Sunderland. Nice move for him. He's had his injury problems this season. He hasn't played too many games. Sorry, I just was getting excited there. As we see, or Mike Taylor seemed to be taking his time getting out for that, but all is well.
I think that's a reflection again, Jackie, on the fact that Mike hasn't been playing regularly. You know, in the past he would just took control of that situation and told Craigner Hughes to get out of the way and claim it.
That's right, your eye's not in really, and the timing of the game and so on. Mellberg gets it forward. Ibrahimovic sweeps it wide. Nielsen forward by Daniel Anderson. Big man was climbing, but unfairly, says the referee. Ironic smiles from the Inter Milan striker.
Things haven't been going his way all night now, but
don't tempt fate, John.
Exactly, don't tempt fate. We know what he can do, and you know the goals he scored in the past.
What a great experience it is for the like of Johnny Evans, isn't it? Just turned 19 in January.
Absolutely brilliant. I mean, I remember when I first got in the side, Jackie, and you know, you were then playing against, you know, guys that 2 or 3 years earlier had been watching on TV. I remember watching the 78 World Cup final when I was a student at Loughborough, or the World Cup final in 78, you know, as a student at Loughborough, and I couldn't believe that 4 years later we were actually there.
Yeah, it's hard to take in. Here's Ibrahimovic. Anderson. Skipper saw that early.
Maybe we need to get Martin over here to have a look at the way Aaron Hughes has been playing for Northern Ireland.
And Steve Davis.
Yeah, true enough.
I was telling Steve today, I said, give my regards to Mr. O'Neill. He says, yeah, I will. I said, it's a shame he won't put you in that team. He says, I know, I'm fed up. As you would be, because I think he's a big talent, Steve Davis, and he will prove it in the years to come. Now, Ljungberg is in there. Substitute. Here's Edmund. Northern Ireland. Well, Craigan and Hughes were there together, as they should be. Steve Davis, 20th cap today. Had an excellent game in Liechtenstein on Saturday. Didn't remind you of a player who's been out of his first team at club level, his industry and his fitness level.
No, I thought he was probably our best player on the day, apart from obviously the goal scorer and the hat-trick. But
yeah, I thought Davis and Gillespie, sadly we're missing him tonight.
Yeah.
Keith had a good game as well, but Davis was very strong in that important area, John.
Yeah, in the middle of the field he run the game for us, but you're right, Jackie. I think Keith Gillespie has been missed tonight, you know, and he's always anxious when he's looking on from the sideline. He never seems happy at all.
I wonder what he said at half-time. He's saying plenty now.
I would say more or less said more of the same. You know, I'd say we went to sleep for one split second and it cost us a goal. But outside of that, you know, they've performed reasonably well.
Throw is taken quickly. Healy, look at that, 3 of them around him. He's done well to get the corner.
There's not much else he could do down there, and you know, he had enough skill just to play it off the centre half and win the corner.
But at 27, he's got that maturity and experience now, John, where you can make sure you win a corner in a situation like that. He makes his way into where he's his most dangerous. It's a good corner in. It's well held by Isaacson. Now Ljungberg, timely challenge, strong challenge by Damien Johnson, who'll be the next man, it seems, to 50 cap club, 46th this evening. Still would love to score for his country. Scored a corker 2 weeks ago for Birmingham against West Bromwich Albion. Edmund, Ljungberg. He's been fairly quiet tonight.
He has, yeah. Both him and Ibrahimovic haven't really, you know, performed like we know they can.
Edmund, yeah. Linesman got it right. Ibrahimovic, just about a yard and a half offside. It's incredible, John. £34 million worth of transfer fees. That's probably, being serious, worth more than twice what our team's worth.
Yeah, right. No, incredible when you think about it.
I'm taking nothing away from our team.
No, absolutely not. But when you have the likes, you know, of Stephen Craigan playing for Motherwell, you know, it must be an absolute dream for him to put, you know, to pitch his talent against Ibrahimovic. You know, when I was playing, Jackie, you know, you used to look to see who you were coming up against.
Hansen wins it again. Sorry, John.
No, I was just saying, you know, you used to look at the side and see who you were playing against, and I've been fortunate enough to play against, you know, some brilliant centre forwards. You know, you got to think that David Healy must be regarded as one of those now.
Yeah. Oh, this is good again from Elmander. Ibrahimovic was waiting. Good covering by the skipper. He applauds the pass. Good play by the man who's got the Swedish goal. Great intervention by the captain.
Yeah, I think it's the first mistake that Stephen Craigan has made tonight. He just dived down a little bit too quick there.
Ljungberg on the line, Ibrahimovic in there as well. Mellberg has moved forward. Alexanderson to take it. It's not a bad ball. And we get it away.
Defended well at corners, considering the height that Sweden have in their team. You know, they've been close and you know, within touching distance of all the markers so far.
Eric Edmund with the throw, plays with Rennes in France. Didn't really work out for Edmund in his spell at Spurs. Damien Johnson there, keeping tabs on Ljungberg as Edmund prepares for another long one. Ljungberg in company in the middle. Edmund, he's got a very tasty left foot, as he's just proved. Elmander, but that's good. And again, Mike Taylor slightly hesitant about making a move.
Yeah, it was one of those ones that Kjellström has lobbed into the box, and again, you know, I think Mike has been rooted to his line a little bit, but fortunately Aaron Hughes was dealt with the situation again.
Coming up to 9 minutes gone in the second half at Windsor Park. It's 1-1. It's a corner for Sweden. A crowded goal mouth. Ibrahimovic, it's a wave off the line. There was no real power in the header. It was Grant McCann with the clearance. Well, he climbed well, 6 feet 5 inches tall. He's good in the air, but he couldn't really find that power, and he was there with the clearance.
Yeah, I think as the corner came in, it was slightly behind him, and you're right, Shaggy, he just didn't get enough on it.
That's a very good throw. Steve Davis miscued that one slightly. Elmander didn't find Ibrahimovic. Northern Ireland play themselves out of trouble this time. Feeney again sets off the long run. I think the referee has given the free kick here. The tackle there by Anderson.
That's great play by Feeney. I mean, he's just run the ball right down into the, trying to get into the corner here, just to take the pressure off. You know, he's got absolutely no support with him, Jackie, but he's just kept going until he's won the free kick.
Here's the clearance off the line. Yeah, no real power, but you have to be there, and Grant McCann was. Free kick driven in. Plenty of green shirts forward. Aaron Hughes just sends it back. Healy. Rudd will not catch that.
I think that's the occasions when we have to be a little bit more patient there, possibly try to come inside to Steve Davis, because basically we've gone down a blind alley on the left hand side. Really needed to try and switch the play.
Still plenty of smiles amongst the fans. Bit of a Mexican wave going on. Isaacson. It's not a bad kick from the Manchester City keeper. He might well be telling Stuart Pearce about the exploits of David Healy. But Stuart has enough to worry about these days at Manchester City. Here's Edmund. Ljungberg. Just a little bit of interchange there. Damien holding up Edmund. Northern Ireland having to defend another free kick.
We need to get on the ball a little bit, Jackie. We've been out of the game for quite a while here now. We've just been concentrating on defending.
We've started slowly, John.
We have done, yeah.
Kim Karlstrom. McCann did well. Anderson. Here's Karlstrom. It's always a dangerous situation, this one. But the skipper, as always, equal to it. He doesn't play too many bad games, Aaron Hughes. But he will not have been that happy with his covering for that first goal as the boys were staying in the studio. Now Healy holds it up. Feeney, that's a very good ball. It was almost perfect to let Brunt in.
And Nielsen desperately needed to make that header.
Evans, good vision. Feeney kept us cool. Duff. Davis. Grant McCann. Plenty of space, John, for Northern Ireland at the moment. Here's Evans. Feeney again in there, upsetting defenders, even though they're sometimes not going to win that ball, as you say, but put them under pressure.
Yeah, just put them under pressure and look for a knockdown.
Ibrahimovic, he's been allowed to turn and run, but there's no way through. Damian Johnson on the ball, still going. Now Healy. Healy! 2-1! This is amazing! Northern Ireland's lethal weapon has struck again. Look at those fans. They can hardly believe it. He can't believe it. And I think we can't believe it. John, you take over. I'll take it on the tablet here.
I was just looking at Damian Johnson going down the right-hand side, Jackie, and all the play was to the left, and I thought he should have switched it, but as soon as the ball left his foot, you could see David making a steal in front of Nielsen, and what a deft little touch. The goalkeeper's absolutely no chance here. This is another brilliant finish.
Are you watching Dennis Wise?
Well, there's talk as well, Jackie, that Walter Smith is in the stands as well, you know, so I mean, certainly there's got to be people who've got to sit up and take notice of this guy now. What a brilliant touch this is, a little deft touch, and the keeper's got absolutely no chance.
You know, I said recently, just look at that, I said recently in a newspaper article, John, that maybe his small stature and would go against him, but my goodness, when you can finish like that, there's always room for a good weaving, isn't there?
Yeah, but I've said this before, Jackie. I think international football suits David Healy because sometimes you get a little bit more time. I don't think pace is of the essence when you come to international football. Not when you've got a touch like that, you know, in and around the goal.
I was just thinking his height and he lacks physical presence.
Yeah, and that's the type of game that they play in, you know, in the Premiership and in the Championship. But I mean, when it comes to international football, I think people are a lot more, you know, classy. They play better football. You know, when you've got somebody that has a touch like that, you know, what else do you need?
Well, I was just thinking, are you watching Dennis Wise and all of that? I was going to say about the other teams, are you watching Spain? But they are well aware of David Healy with his hat-trick against them here. But I would say Denmark will also be thinking, hey, Northern Ireland can play. As long as they've got Healy, they've got a chance. It's not over yet. Let's just emphasize that. Here's Elmander, who got there first. Ibrahimovic will not get there. And Damian Johnston, what a part he played in that second goal. He seemed to be going nowhere, as you say. He was just getting it down this end of the pitch, and he whipped over the cross. 2-1.
And he was on the end of it. You know, I thought, you know, at the time, I thought he should have switched the play across the left-hand side where Brunt had all the room. But what do I know? What a great cross and what a tremendous finish.
You know a lot, John. Alexanderson is going off. And this is Christian Wilhelmsson, number 21, plays with Roma. He's on loan from Nantes. He's a right-hand side midfielder, winning his 40th cap. No, the Swedes will have been rocked by that. You have to say, when you look at the two Northern Ireland goals tonight, the Swedish defence found to be wanting.
Absolute rubbish. No, didn't pick David Healy up at all.
Well, I was trying to be polite, John.
But I'll tell you, Jackie, this is a test. You know, we're going to see whether Sweden are the team we thought they were with the 4 straight wins, because this is going to be a big, big game. This throws the whole group wide open again, not only for Northern Ireland, but for Denmark and for Spain as well, if the results should stay like this.
Well, the Swedes will be expecting, as I said earlier, the 3 points. They may still get them. There's a long, long way to go. But Northern Ireland, they're in front. Their tails are up. Here's Healy. Once again, the hero of the piece. But there's the determination. You can see that from Johnson. Duff kept it in. Just get it down the line.
Yeah, that's right.
Didn't quite succeed. So... But I think it's fair to say that was a very good intervention there when it was required from Craigan. I was going to say, John, the Swedes, and whilst the Northern Ireland fans and the media won't be worried about Sweden, players like Ljungberg and Ibrahimovic, they've really got to step up to the plate.
Basically, you know, those are the names that we were mentioning before the game that the Northern Ireland team would have to be wary of. And up to now, Ibrahimovic is flattered with a few touches and whatnot, but to be honest, Ljungberg hasn't had a kick. He must be really, really annoyed with his team at the minute, to say the least.
Well, he took the trouble of going to Vaduz in Liechtenstein on Saturday. Very professional man. He's one of the great planners, I'm told. He's very meticulous in his planning, and he even produces DVDs for his players to watch.
Yeah, but the thing about it, Jackie, is you can't plan when you've got a natural goal scorer like David Healy, who's going to score goals out of nothing. I mean, you can't plan the fact that the two centre-halves got in each other's way. But having said that, everything still had to be done, and it was a great strike from Healy to score the first goal.
It's not away yet.
They've done it again, Jackie.
Ljungberg.
The centre-halves are, you know, getting in each other's way every time.
Yeah, that's Olof Mellberg of Aston Villa and Peter Hansen, the White Tornado.
Sometimes that happens, you know, when they're naturally, you know, used to playing against 6 foot centre forwards, and now they've got 2, maybe 5'10" men in against them.
They've seen themselves in camera again. The boys and the girls in green in the grandstands are really enjoying this. 64 minutes gone. Look at that scoreline. Northern Ireland 2, Healy 2, Sweden 1.
Incredible. Absolutely incredible.
13 and 10. This is 15 and 11. If we win this, of course. Let's not tempt fate again. Here's Edmund. Well,
so far, Jackie,
it's all a bit ragged, isn't it?
Yeah, they haven't responded at all. They've actually got worse. Their play has been very scrappy. Nobody seems to want to take control of anything. And long may it continue, because certainly Northern Ireland are by far the better team at the minute.
Well, he keeps doing it. He may have a frosty relationship with the local football writers, the manager, but he's a hero to the fans. He'll be less of a hero back home.
Probably think about another change there to try and maybe change the way the game's going for the Swedish team.
But football is a wonderful game, isn't it, John? We were saying, and I think it was right, that Northern Ireland had started the second half slowly.
They had.
And then out of nothing, boom, it's 2-1.
It's 2-1. But they did that in Liechtenstein, Jackie. They scored the first goal in Liechtenstein and basically went to sleep again. And, you know, it was a period of play that Liechtenstein came into the game, although it wasn't a great threat. But they scored again against the run of play to go 2-0.
Elmander. Oh, that's a very good effort. Wasn't good enough, though, from Wilhelmsson. Easily held by Mike Taylor. But they did find the space.
Yeah, he just got in behind Duff a little bit, and again Williamson tried to almost copy David Healy, but it was a much tighter angle and he didn't get enough on it.
Good ball from Healy. Brunt on the burst. That's a brave header, and I think that might be a free kick. Well, Chris Brunt, he may feel he was unlucky, but I think he did bundle into the Swedish player.
Yeah, I think it was, you know, it was one of those ones where his pace, as the pace he came to Malberg, he couldn't stop and basically just run into him, and it was a free kick.
Well won by Aaron Hughes. They get it forward again. Now Healy waits. He stayed back. Intelligent play from our main predator. His mum and dad were in Vaduz on Saturday night, and they were there to witness the hat-trick, his second in this campaign, and the first Northern Ireland striker to score 2 individual hat-tricks. I hope they're here again this evening.
Price, another hat-trick.
I'll have to rewrite my statistics book, John. And all those years, and I remember them well, because I'm an elderly man, John, but I remember all the years when we never had an out-and-out goal scorer. Here's Elmander making ground. It's a good ball. It's almost a known goal from Craigan. We've been fortunate. He's exasperated. Northern Ireland relieved.
Jack, I've said this over and over again. I think Laurie Sanchez has brought us an element of luck, and I think that typifies it there. Stephen Craigan, you know, he had to play the ball. It was a great run again by Elmander, you know, and Lindberg was right there with him, and he had to play it, and that could have very easily gone into the net. Unfortunately for us, it's hit the post and gone wide.
Well, you need the breaks.
You do need the breaks.
If you look back, John, Billy Bingham had that fortune.
Yeah, that's right.
We've said it before, Sammy McElroy didn't.
No.
Well, I know he hasn't scored an international goal, but this is ridiculous. Stephen, careful. Oh. Now, Ibrahimovic, he's going to try it. Ends up in the grandstand, much to the delight of those fans.
That was going to have to be a tremendous shot to beat Taylor. I mean, Ibrahimovic had time there outside the box, and they're obviously giving a little bit of stick about that. He's probably damaged somebody in the crowd more than anything else. But Taylor had a lot of time to look at that, and even if it had been on target, I think he would have saved it. But I would say they're very, very disappointed at the minute.
They'd be happy if this had gone in. I thought he was going to line it up, a la David Healy. Not the same result, though. Final substitute. Daniel Majstorovic from FC Basel is coming on. And 3, the skipper is going off. The man who'll take a bit of stick in the Aston Villa training ground at Melbourne if Northern Ireland win this game, from Steve Davis and Aaron Hughes.
He's had a poor game, and at the end of the day, you know, he's taken off the defender. I don't know, is he a defender or midfield player, Jake?
He is a defender.
Well, it's just like for like then.
Second season with Basel. The big man as this ball goes in. Feeney couldn't get any real power on it.
I think that's sort of the difference there. If that had fallen to David Healy, you know, the man on form, you never know what might happen.
Ibrahimovic, he's the man who could conjure up something. He's doing his best. And he ended up, he has to settle for the corner. But this is where Northern Ireland have to be careful, have to keep their concentration. 20 minutes left. Taylor organises. There's the goal mouth. Kolstrom is aiming for that crowded goal mouth. It was Chris Brunt, I think, with the header there. He's way back there. Here's the 2-goal hero, Healy. Lovely little nutmeg. Away he goes. Bit of oulé there. Davis is up there trying to spoil. Nice turn by Anderson. Ljungberg, I'm not sure he got a touch of that. Elmander Ibrahimovic. Sweden are threatening here. Lovely skill from the big man, and again. Ljungberg over the top. And the man from Arsenal out of luck. Perhaps he could and should have done better.
Yeah, again, great piece of play as Ibrahimovic has come into the box. I thought he was going to hit it as he takes it here on his left, but he slides it to Ljungberg, and to be fair, it was a great challenge by, I think it was Damian Johnson getting there at the back, you know, and that was enough to put him off, and he put it over the bar. But again, just a little warning sign there, you know, that they are capable of scoring goals.
Just looking at that glove there, the finger points towards the stadium. How's this for a little nutmeg? Oulé, the matador. Well, he's the matador who stuck the sword twice into Swedish hearts this evening, Healy, with those 2 goals.
Just going back to what you were talking about when Billy Bingham was a manager, could you picture if the 82 or 86 side had him in the team, Jackie?
Yeah, he's lifted the spirits of everyone connected with Northern Ireland football.
But it's down to these lads now to try and stick together, keep this run going, and try to emulate what was achieved all those years ago. And I got to say, Jackie, I never thought I would have saw it, in my lifetime, the way we performed in the past.
I have to say, John, neither did I. But here's danger, and there's that little bit of fortune again. But good goalkeeping too from Mike Taylor.
Again, we're cut open here. This is a beautiful ball by Ljungberg to Elmander, and what a first touch he's got. Takes it in. Taylor can only make himself big, and he did that. But that
How close is that?
But that's all it needed. It just needed that little touch off his hip to send it wide, and we get that.
I have to say, I've been very impressed by the number 11.
Yeah,
he's very strong, powerful, and pacey.
He's been their best player without a doubt.
He gets away from his men, but there's that little bit of fortune again that you talk about, John.
And to say that the manager is lucky is not a derogatory comment at all, Jackie. It's just, it's one of those things that some managers, you say Billy Bingham had it, it's almost like a talisman that, the decisions and little incidents like that seem to go for them.
That's right.
And long may it continue, I have to say.
Derek Dugan used to say of Bingham, if he fell into the lagoon, he would come out with fish in his pockets. But if that's what it takes, we'll take it. Here's Craigan. Aaron Hughes. Substitute Majstorovic. Too long for Healy, who gets a hero's reception over in that corner. Here's Edmund, but Damian Johnson holding him up. But Well beaten by Edmund. And there's Craigan in there, snapping into the tackle first. Anderson all the way across to the long-haired Nielsen. Healy. He's turning it on now. It's a bit too early to showboat though. Here's Ljungberg. Elmander. Evans did well. That looked like a free kick. They just get it out. Anderson gets it forward again. Ljungberg. Well, there are plenty of men back there, but are we been pushed a little bit deep, John? That will not trouble Mike Taylor.
I think the problem, Jackie, is that we're giving the ball away in bad positions. I think it was Johnny Evans on that occasion. He's not getting his clearance up to the halfway line, and they've been picking it up deep in our half, and that's what's causing us the problem there. We've got to be very, very careful with their distribution from the back. You know, if you're not sure in midfield, miss out the midfield and get it up to Healy and Feeney and play down the channels and force Sweden to run and to turn.
Fresh pair of legs. We've got Roy Carroll, Steve Jones, James Quinn, Stuart Elliott, Kyle Lafferty, Ivan Sproul and Sean Webb on the bench. Feeney still chasing, to be fair. He's getting his match fitness up, looking forward to his debut for Cardiff City on Saturday. And what a tough one that is against Sunderland. He's worked like a Trojan.
Well, he's been all over the park, you know, and if you think that, you know, a change is going to be made, you've got to think that at some point in this game he's going to, there's about 15 minutes left, you know, he's going to run out of steam.
But John, when you're in this business,
you don't want to come off.
And you've played, and I played at a very low level, but I've seen Warren over the years very disappointed when he wasn't starting and not getting on. And you get on and you have to take your chance. And he has taken it.
He's certainly done it tonight, Jackie. And I would say, you know, that none of the players want to come off on this. This is a tremendous occasion for him. And at this minute in time, it's a tremendous result.
Yeah, we're just about 14 minutes away from a tremendous result, but a lot can happen in that time. Let's take nothing for granted. Duff saw the danger, snuffed it out. Brunt takes his time. Now, a bobbly pitch, not ideal for back passes. There's Feeney again, backing in. Gets to throw in as well.
Yeah, again, you know, he's just leant into the centre half and he hasn't been able to get any distance on it and forced him to concede a throw in.
What do you think if the like of Warren, it'd be no shame if he did tire slightly. You can see that eye's a bit swollen as well, right, a couple of stitches. You've got Steve Jones maybe, Elliott, Sproul with a bit of pace, fresh legs.
Well, the only thing, Jackie, is that if you go further and further back, you're going to be looking to hit longer balls.
Ibrahimovic has hit a bad ball.
And he might then want to put Kyle Lafferty up there, you know, so he is a big target man and give the lads at the back something to aim for. You know, if they're going to put balls up like that there, you know, he may want to have Lafferty up there to upset people.
He just couldn't control that one there. He was jostled from the back by Maj Storovic.
And I think it's important now that if we can try and get Steve Davis on the ball, because he's the guy that can hold up the ball and find the passes for us. You don't want to be, you know, falling back and then just launching it, because you know, if we're not winning up there, it's going to come back to us, and as the players tire, it's going to be more and more difficult to defend.
Sweden, this is Anderson getting it out to Nielsen. They play it all through in the last third. Ibrahimovic, lovely chip ball. Elmander going in there. Is it me, or I thought Sweden could maybe find another gear, John?
Yeah, there's nothing. They've been very, very disappointed, and to be fair to Northern Ireland, they've hustled them all over the park. But, you know, Ibrahimovic, I've said it before the game, Jackie, he blows hot and cold, and tonight has not been a good game for him. And it's almost as if they're not interested. They've almost, you know, they've almost accepted the fact that, you know, they're going to lose the game.
It looks as though Feeney could be coming off. Let's look at this for a start. It looks as though John O'Neill was right. Lafferty is preparing to come on.
I would say Kelly's probably been disappointed that he didn't start, you know, so he'll be keen to get on and to make an impression.
He started in Liechtenstein and he'll be coming on as a sub tonight to win his 10th cap.
Yeah, get on there and just knock one in from the corner.
And he'll get a good round of applause. Yeah, they appreciate the efforts of all of them. But the man who's coming off, Warren Feeney, looks as though he's gone 10 rounds with Mike Tyson there, that left eye. And we wish him well as he starts his new career with Cardiff on Saturday.
Yeah, he's had a tremendous game, absolutely tremendous.
And here he is, the players, Colby, Kyle, Crouchy, Peter Crouch of Liverpool because of his height. He doesn't like it.
He's better looking.
Now, a set piece. Can we create something here? Brunt couldn't keep it down. He's a good finisher, sorry John.
I was going to say, you might have saw the headlines there tomorrow, because it's certainly set up for him all right to hit, but
still waiting for his first international goal. As I said, he's got 10 for Sheffield Wednesday, but not with a finish like that. 22-year-old out of luck. Evans, the 19-year-old, gets it away, but not far enough perhaps. I think the referee, will he give the free kick? He looked as though he was heading over there.
I thought that's what he was doing. I thought he was going over to give the free kick, but I think it was the right decision. I think Johnny Evans played it off. Was it Williamson right there?
It's a great scene, John, isn't it? The wide shot of Windsor Park, a sellout. The place is buzzing. Northern Ireland on the threshold of another famous victory. Or are they? England 18 months ago, we beat them 1-0, Beckham and company. 6 months ago, we beat Raul and company 3-2. It would be a very nice hat-trick against highly rated teams, but it's not over yet.
I was just thinking in the first half, the first 45 minutes absolutely flew by, Jackie, but I can see this 10 minutes and plus injury time absolutely dragging. Unless we get another one, that is.
Well, another one. It would take away a lot of anxiety, wouldn't it? It's Grant McCann. He's got a very good left foot. Healy! Oh dear, he can hardly believe it. Another hat-trick was nearly upon us.
We were up off the chairs, Jackie.
But here comes Sweden. Ibrahimovic, oh, it was almost a good ball, he's got it back. And Northern Ireland get it away. Oh. Lafferty just got to make a nuisance of himself, jostle a few people. There's David waiting to pull the trigger. He did. Somehow it was blocked.
Yeah, the keeper did well. Isaacson did well on his near post. He would have been very disappointed had he been beaten there, but a good save.
Northern Ireland doing well defensively. Now, chance of a break here. Brunt could go on the left. Davis, I think, was looking for him. Brought down by Nielsen.
Great skill again by Davis. You know, he's really done Nielsen there and lost the ball but got the free kick.
Yeah, he might have been slightly fortunate there, but
I think he was looking for it, Jackie, but I think it probably was the right decision.
I think you might be right, John. I think he'd gone into a cul-de-sac and second best thing, get the free kick. Northern Ireland push forward again. Cragen chips it in off the head of Edmund.
They have been dodgy all night at the back. I've been very, very disappointed in them. I thought they were better than this.
Yeah, when you consider they come here 15th in the world, played 4-1-4.
You expected more from them. Gladly they didn't show it.
Well, unless there's a sting in the tail, John. And that tail is about 7 minutes to run.
Well, I think it's important now that the back four keep their concentration. You know, Ibrahimovic, Jackie, not to put too fine a point on it, has been absolutely rubbish tonight. Lundberg hasn't appeared. The best player on the park for them was the number 11 Elmander. But having said that, you know, I think it was Clough that said only takes a second to score a goal. He hopes they're going to get them in the next few seconds, I can imagine.
Yeah, they would have been expecting, as I said it before, 3 points, but I'm sure they weren't coming here expecting to lose. And there's little Terry Gibson talking to the boss, exchanging views. What should we do? Should we change it? Nielsen to get it forward. Just over 6 minutes left. Aaron Hughes has been a pillar in there along with Craigan once again. Good skill from Brunt, takes his time. Little shimmy, now there's a break on here. Healy, Lafferty making strides. Healy can go alone. Well, I think he miscued it a little bit. Now Lafferty gets it back, here's Davis. They're holding it up. Keeper didn't come. Nielsen. Now Grant McCann, can he hit it in the left foot? He can. It just didn't come down quickly enough for him.
No, I think he had visions of the shot he had, that great shot he had against Wales when he came off the bar. But the keeper wasn't coming for the cross there, and as he just chested down, he's just got too much on it. But that was a great break, and I think David Healy would be really annoyed, Jackie, that he misplaced that pass to Lafferty, because they were actually 3 against 2 at that particular time, and I think it just bubbled on him as he went across it.
Yeah, the Swedes were caught short. You better not criticise David Healy, John. He'll be getting thousands of letters. Here's Nielsen. Ball put in, Duff with the header. Elmander seems to be holding his face.
I think
thinks he's taken an elbow. He's telling the referee. There he is, the man who got their goal. Seems a long time ago now since he scored. Edmund with the throw. 4.5 minutes left. Mike Taylor's ball to great cheers from the Kop stand. They will not be able to believe this.
Well, to be honest, Jackie, I don't think anybody on the ground will be able to believe it. You know, we knew that you know, you always sort of think you have a chance, but I don't think really anybody believed it.
Well, we're not there yet, John, but we're getting close.
Yeah, and I think for the last 4 or 5 minutes, they're just going to throw everything at Northern Ireland, and it's down to the back four to make sure that they get on the end of everything.
Well, the Swedes have stepped up in the last few minutes. They're trying to get something from this game, and the flag is up on the far side, and he certainly looked offside, Ibrahimovic.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, I don't think Michael Duff knew that, and he had to put his head in there where it hurts. And as the cross come over, I think...
there he is, there he's offside, John.
Yeah, he's definitely offside, and I think as it's coming, I think Ibrahimovic was a little bit naughty there. I think he caught Michael Duff with an elbow, which he didn't really need to do.
Yeah, he gets involved in a lot of things that he shouldn't, Ibrahimovic, but maybe that's a sign of one of these guys who play with a swagger and that bit of arrogance, John. But he hasn't been swaggering too much tonight. Oh, he can leave that to David Healy.
Absolutely, he's got nothing to swagger about.
Here's Ljungberg. Damian Johnson again, holding him up. 3 minutes left at Windsor Park. David Healy's 2 goals sees Northern Ireland in front, incredibly poised to go top of Group F after 6 games. It is quite remarkable. Evans has gone down. Just thinking, Evans, who's unbeaten at Sunderland as well, apart from his international career. There's a very animated manager.
He's trying to get them further up the park. He thinks they're defending far too deep at the moment. But that's only natural, Jackie, when you're coming into this period of the game. You don't want to leave any spaces behind you for people to run into. And it's not necessarily the way you should be playing, though.
The Swedes are doing well at pushing forward. Duff with the header. I think I saw number 7 for Northern Ireland, who's Sean Webb, who's a big central defender, getting ready to come on. If Lafferty can find out where the ball is, he has now. But he's lost it. 2 minutes left. Flag stays down. Taylor, he'll have to get there, and he did. Loss adjusting. The little man and the big man there. Ljungberg, this is good from Sweden. They retain possession.
That's great defending though, Jackie. You know, they're just flying into the tackles there, one after the other.
Duff again, bravely into the header.
They're not giving Sweden time on the ball just outside the 18-yard box.
He gets back in to defend. They hold their breaths. 1.5 minutes left. And Edmund, the number 5, he sprinted up to take this long throw. There was a push there, surely.
Yeah, well spotted.
Referee right there.
Yeah, well spotted by the referee. It was definitely a push.
Well, John, you played in the glory days of 82 and 86, and I commentated and reported on them. Are we on the brink of something special in this group?
Well, Jackie, you know, with a minute plus injury time to go, if Northern Ireland can hold out for this minute, the group is wide open.
Hang on for the acclaim for David Healy. 2 goals. They bow to their hero, and that's what he is. He's now got 29 international goals in 56 appearances. He deserves all the pats on the back. And there's young Webb in. Sean Webb, Ross County, 6 feet 2 inches. Didn't make the 18 in Liechtenstein. It's his 4th game as substitute, and the 2nd at Windsor Park. Lafferty, big bustling old-fashioned centre forward. He's got the corner. That ekes out a bit more time. Now the board is just about to go up. Oh, it's 3 minutes. We are already into the 3 minutes, but that will be a bit for substitutions, John. So I always remember commentating the England game in particular after we got the goal. Was it the 74th minute or something? And the last 16 minutes seemed like a day and a half.
We've got 2.5 to go, Jackie. But this is brilliant. I mean, they've just
watched the game. We'll not look at the clock.
But they've just whacked it against the Sweden, got another corner, and they're going to keep it there. Oh, that's terrible. You don't want to do that.
Well, they can't get it away. Well, Ivan Sproul talking to the manager, and Lawrie Sanchez is going to write a new chapter in his story, and it's been a remarkable story since he took over 3 years ago. We were 124th in the world. We are now 47th. We hadn't scored for 2 years, and obviously we hadn't won in that time.
What a tremendous turnaround it was. Unbelievable, Jack. And as we said against Iceland, I could never in my wildest dream imagine this, but full credit to the players, to the manager and to the staff. What a tremendous turnaround.
He's put in a very good shift as well. And just about a minute or so for Ivan Sproul to come on and win his 8th cap. They are ready to celebrate. The green scarves, the green wigs. Lafferty doing his best. It's out of play. Sweden get the throw. I'm almost scared to look at the clock, John. So over 92?
Yeah, we're in the
Ibrahimovic.
The last 30 seconds.
Webb with the header.
They're comfortable,
Jackie. It on.
They are comfortable.
You get that impression that,
as
you say, you can score a goal in a second.
Yeah.
I'm getting pessimistic in my old age, John. But we went into this double-header, John, with people saying, oh, it's Sweden, we should win in Liechtenstein. Look at Sproul. Now that's fresh legs for you. And if we get 4 points out of the 6, it will be tremendous. Are we about to get 6 out of 6 and go top of the group? We are indeed. Northern Ireland have won this game. David Healy has won this game with his 2 goals. Lawrie Sanchez, his golden run continues. Northern Ireland, top of the group, 4 wins, 1 draw, 1 defeat. The debacle of losing to Iceland in September, forgotten. Sweden, the first defeat in the group, and to beat a team in the top 15 in the world will do wonders, of course, for Lawrie Sanchez, his man. It'll also do wonders for those fans as well. 6 out of 6. He's got 5 goals in 2 games. They are dejected. There's a long way to go, of course, but we could be qualifying or on our way to qualifying for our first European finals. A long way to go, but hey, John will take this situation.
Jackie, you're absolutely right. That result gives us a chance of qualification. When the groups were drawn, we saw Sweden, Denmark, Spain, and I honestly thought that if we finished fourth behind them, we'd have done absolutely brilliant. We've beaten 2 of them. We've drawn with the other one away from home, and Northern Ireland are in a position which, 6 months ago I would have said would have been absolutely impossible to achieve. But I think, with that result tonight, I think it shows that Northern Ireland have a chance of qualifying, which I never ever gave them when this competition started.
Particularly after Iceland, an awful performance, an awful result in our opening game, unbeaten in the last 5, and we are proudly sitting at the top of Group F. A long way to go, as I said. They could well be in the mix, of course, but the rest of the teams, as John has said, we've beaten Sweden tonight, we've beaten Spain here, we've drawn in Denmark. We still have to play them, of course, but we'll take this for the moment. Let's hear, sorry John, we have to go. Let's hand and hear from Laurie Sanchez. He's with Mark.
He is, and I think he's still sunny days. Jackie, Laurie, welcome to the top of Group F. How does it feel?
Well, it's great at the halfway stage. After 6 games to add 13 points is phenomenal. Thing is, over the next 6 games, we're going to have to probably get as many, if not more. A great night tonight. We'll enjoy it, but we're only halfway there. There's a lot of football left in this group.
In your words, the top of the group is phenomenal. If that's phenomenal, so too is Mr. Phenomenal, David Healy.
I just said, I'd run out of words to describe him. We give him chances to score. Had 2 tonight, scored on both. At top class, world class finishing.
And they sent a message to Dennis Nyes, who was watching Dennis, and he said at half-time that he fancied us for 2-1.
Yeah, I always, I thought there was goals in this tonight. I was a bit disappointed to give the early one away. But, we now show we have got great resilience, and, that's been the trademark of this campaign. As I say, people will get carried away tonight. I'll read the papers tomorrow saying people booking their holidays to Austria and Switzerland. I can tell you now that there's an awful lot of football left in this. Disappointed with Sweden tonight, but I fully expect them to be there. It's a matter of who can go with them.
How big a call was it to opt for Warren Feeney over Kyle Lafferty?
Managers have to make decisions. Warren did enough in the half hour in Liechtenstein to deserve his chance tonight, and he showed in the time he was on the field. He was excellent tonight.
Well, there you go, Laurie. You want to get up there too. And thank you very much, Stephen. Back to you for the moment.
Thank you very much indeed, Mark. Jim Magilton and Michael O'Neill are with me in the studio as we will continue to look at some of the fabulous scenes here at Windsor Park this evening. Northern Ireland have beaten Sweden by 2-1. Jim, Michael, what a night for Northern Ireland.
Another fantastic night. I thought they were outstanding to a man. The manager deserves an enormous amount of credit, as well as obviously the players, but the manager has stuck by his guns. He's quite correct when he says that they are resilient. They've shown great resilience throughout the whole campaign. They deserve this. He's very, very composed after every interview. He knows that there's still a long way to go, but this is a great night for them. To top this table with the quality of the opposition is an outstanding effort.
Please stay with us live here on BBC Two. We're on air until 10 o'clock and we will be hearing live from the hero of tonight, David Healy, very shortly. Michael O'Neill, we used to be a laughing stock, now we're world beaters.
It seems that way, yeah, it just gets better and better. Jim touched on it there with Laurie. I think, when he took over, he dealt with a lot of, there was a lot of players who, retired from international football, didn't want to turn up for international football, the George McCartney situation, and Laurie just got on with it. He's very loyal to the players who have turned up, and what he has moulded as a squad who will fight to the bitter end for each other, and that is worth its weight in gold in football. It can get you results against better players, and he's instilled that into the team, and they can just continue to go from strength to strength.
I've run out of things to say about David Healy. The man is unbelievable.
He is unbelievable. For me, his greatest strength, he just knows where the goal is. He knows he can finish it any way. It's a difficult. Damian Johnson was fantastic with his run, the quality of the ball. He gambles across the near post. It's the deftness of his touch. It's the quality in his touch.
Great finish, because there's not a lot of pace actually on the cross. He just has to guide it.
He's beaten the keeper on both occasions tonight. He knew a dipping volley was the only way to beat him there, and he knew anywhere down the side of him, it's a goal. He is clinical, he is a predator, he is world class, in my opinion.
Okay, thank you very much indeed. We'll be looking at David Healy's goals again very, very shortly, but first we can hear from his strike partner, Warren Feeney.
Warren, quite a combination, you and David Healy.
Yeah, as I say, you know, after Saturday, I was glad to get a run out for half an hour, but, you know, as I say, it comes a bit of surprise, to be honest. You know, I've been chomping at the bit wanting to start, and as I say, you know, David's, you know, the goal scorer, and Roy just said to me, put yourself about, and, you know, as long as we work hard up there, and as I say, paying off tonight, I thought David was fantastic, and as I say, it goes through the whole team.
Were you surprised when the boss took you aside and said you've been given the nod?
I was, to be honest, because I thought, you know, he likes the big man, the little man, and, you know, fair play to Kyle, he's done really well. But as I say, you know what I mean, as I said earlier, I was chomping at the bit to start, and, you know, it was brilliant for me. It's fantastic to get out there in the last 80 minutes, and, you know, as I say, what a night for us.
It was a night for a little big man. You're wearing the bruises, a couple of stitches. Jackie and commentary said it looked like you'd gone 10 rounds with Tyson. You won't care.
No, definitely not. You know, I've had a couple of cuts before, but you know, it's not going to stop me playing there, especially out there. You know that everyone was behind us, everyone was on top of their game, and you know, at the end of the day, it's only a scratch, I said, and you know, it wasn't going to take me off.
Biggest night of your footballing life, this one?
Definitely, you know, as I say, they all are, but you know, as I say, this is up there with the best. It's great to get a start, and as I say, what a night for us to win and go top of the group.
Let me bring in one of the heroes of the hour tonight. I think you almost rattled one off the post. Yes, not the way you wanted to get your first international goal.
No, it's not. I was a bit fortunate, you know. But you know, if you're going to win big games and you're going to progress as a team, you know, we have to ride our luck, you know. And that was a little bit of luck that we rode. But I mean, we were speaking before the game, and we said we've had 4 or 5 great nights at Windsor Park, and you start to wonder, can you have another one after the performance tonight? And going to goal down a game, we've shown a lot of character. Tonight was awesome.
And that one was whipped in. You obviously think to yourself, I've got to stick a leg out there, otherwise this Swede is going to get it to it. How relieved were you whenever it hit the woodwork?
Mike was saying go with my left foot, but I was just happy to get a contact, you know. I was trying to see where my man was, but that's a bit of luck. You know, when I first came into the team years ago, I didn't get a little bit of luck, you know. I thought it'd been 4 years ago, I probably went in the back of the net. So, you know, that's one of the things that goes with you. Unfortunately, tonight it went with us.
Do you think that Laurie brings that little bit of luck to the squad?
Look, I don't know, you know, I'm kind of the one that doesn't believe in luck sometimes, you know. I think if you work hard, you prepare yourself right, you know, we're dedicated as we are, then you make your own luck, and I think we made our own luck tonight.
Can you quite believe that we're now top Group F?
No, we can't, you know, we were speaking during the week, and we said obviously, you know, we knew if we won we could go top, but I think if you'd give us a point before the game, you probably would have bit your hand off for it. Going to goal down against, you know, a top side, a side who have qualified for European Championships, World Cups, a lot of character, and it's a fantastic response from the boys.
Warren, now time to lie back and look back, if you like, a little bit of a layoff all the way to September, and the players will probably appreciate that.
Definitely, you know, as I say, that it's good. I think they've got a game in June, but you know, we've got 6 months off now, and we're sitting top of the group, and you know what I mean, as long as we can stay up there, it's nice looking at it, and at the end of the day, them teams have got to win their games. We've got the points on the board, and as I say, you know, the confidence is going right through the team at the minute, from Mike Taylor right up the front. And as I say, you know, we've got that break now, and as I say, we're sitting where we want to be.
Excellent, both of you gentlemen. I know you want to get in there. Well done, and we look forward, hopefully, to qualification.
Thank you. Cheers.
Well, the fans simply don't want to go home tonight. It should be a public holiday tomorrow, shouldn't it, Jim?
I hope so. I'm not going back.
Great night for the fans, though.
It's been fantastic, you know. Like, I mean, Laurie's really galvanised Northern Ireland football. You know, it's friendly international. We see full houses here now. The atmosphere is fantastic, and you know that's testament to the IFA as well. And there's been a lot of work going on behind the scenes. But it's a pleasure to come to Windsor Park now and experience these nights.
What he's done, he's brought a club atmosphere at international level. They really seem they want to play for one another. They want to play for the manager. They've performed and learned together as a team. They've developed a trust and confidence in one another, and they've learned from mistakes made. And they deserve to be at the top of the group because they've earned the right to be there.
I'll stop you there, Jim. We can hear from the Northern Ireland skipper, Aaron Hughes.
He's just joining us, Stephen. Before that, we have Mike Taylor with us. Mike, quite a night.
Yeah, unbelievable. You know, the boys have been magnificent. They've trained really hard all week, and they got just rewards in the end. You know, I think I only had this one save to make in the whole game. So, unbelievable night. Top of the league. Trying to take it in now.
Just speaking to Stephen Creggan there, he says you shouted at him, go with that one for the left foot, and the woodwork to the rescue.
I mean, once it was by me, I see Stevie coming in there, but he shanked it, and you kind of thought that it might be our night, you know, once that hit the post and stayed out. So, and that's the way it turned out. So, fantastic. You know, I've got to give the supporters a mention again. We do every time, but they've been magnificent again, and we'll go and show our appreciation now.
The man to your left called into action on numerous occasions this evening. Come in, skipper, and a very proud night for you and a very proud night for Northern Ireland.
For everybody, you know, for everybody. I think we knew there was a big incentive going into this game. You know, we could have finished, we could have gone top of the group, and that's it's a nice way, because I think there's another 4 or 5 months now before the next one. So we knew if we could get a good result tonight, you know, it would make everyone happy for a few months anyway.
It seemed like it almost velcroed yourself to that Swedish attack. How disappointing was it for you to concede that first one, because you were right tied up against them?
Yeah, I mean, it's always disappointing to concede a goal, but you've got to expect teams like Sweden to create chances. And to be fair, first half, that's probably the only one I can think of they created. Anyway, second half they put a lot of pressure on us, but we stood firm. Mike's made a great save, and Dave stepped up again and stuck the ball in the net twice, and and got us through. But I thought everybody tonight contributed fantastically, and what a feeling it is to be sat top of the group. Who would have thought at this stage we would have been sat top of the group?
I suspect that somewhere Keith Gillespie's out there watching. A message for Keith?
Well, no, he was wishing the lads all the best, you know what I mean? He'd have been disappointed as anyone to miss tonight, regardless of what the result would be. And it's good that we've come and got a result, especially missing a player like calibre of Keith, and it's good we've also got him back now to come in the next games.
Okay, Aaron, I know that you want to get out there with little David Healy. You too, Mike. They're going to pay, I suppose, the respects to the fans, Stephen. We will get David for you, hopefully, but in the meantime, up to you.
Yes, thanks very much indeed, Mark. David Healy back out on the pitch celebrating. We will talk to him live as soon as we can get him to Mark Sidebottom. Let's take a look at the Healy goals. Second half one I think we can look at first of all.
Yeah, this is the first goal.
First goal first.
Two centre halves, getting each other's way, head down, technique, great goal, great strike.
Fantastic finish, yeah. As we say, never lifts his head, focused totally on the ball, making contact. Damien Johnson does superb.
That's the second one.
Johnny does great. Nips in front of him. Great feel.
To tuck it from, he's past the front post here, to tuck it back into the far corner is technically, that is just superb.
He knows as soon as it's left his foot, it's a goal. He just knows. He's that confident. He's playing with such confidence now, such self-belief that anytime the ball goes in the box, he feels as if he's going to score a goal.
He scored 29 goals in 56 games for Northern Ireland, 9 in this campaign, making him the highest scorer in the European qualifying. For a wee country like this, that's an incredible statistic, isn't it?
Honestly, it matches any striker in the world in terms of international football, and a record that the whole country should be proud of, not only David, and at the minute when he plays, it's a case of how many he's going to get. I mean, I think David's 26 now, is he?
Yeah.
20. So there's a lot of international football left in him, and plenty more goals.
And you see all the players, they go to him. You know, he's just totally unaffected by it. He's the first to go and shake anybody by the hand.
Very modest fella.
He's almost embarrassed by it, actually. He's very calm about the whole thing.
He's never keen on doing television interviews. I know that, but I think the whole of Northern Ireland is waiting with bated breath to hear from this young man tonight, because he's an absolute star. He's propelled Northern Ireland incredibly to the top of the group.
That's right. His goals have got them to the top, but he will be the first to admit that it is very much a team effort. He is a very good player in a team that are confident, respect one another, trust one another, and they've developed that. They deserve a hell of a lot of credit. The manager deserves a lot of credit for instilling that belief in them.
Big performances all over tonight. We've seen Stephen Craigan there. I thought Stephen Craigan was excellent tonight. Never put a foot wrong. The one time he did, he was fortunate that he got the luck off the post, but he has grown into an international player as well.
We had a great night beating England here, probably an even better one beating Spain here. Do you think this one's the best of the lot tonight?
There was so much pressure on them. There was such an absolute, carrot at the end of this. To go top of the group, top of this group in particular, with the quality of the opposition, is an outstanding effort, and they're milking it for all it's worth, and they deserve it. And absolutely, why not? They deserve it.
It's the halfway point in the qualifying. Do you feel now that Northern Ireland could go on and qualify for a major championship?
I think Larry was right to, dampen things down a wee bit and, refer to the fact that they will have to take an awful lot of points in the second half of the campaign. But they've got an opportunity, because I think the last two games are Spain and Sweden away. If they can get the right results before then, anything can happen in those last two games.
They do. That's the most important. It doesn't matter what we think. Yeah. They're starting to believe it, and if they start to believe it, then they're going to give themselves every opportunity.
Well, if you're just joining us tonight, the Northern Ireland fans are celebrating. They've beaten Sweden by 2-1, and Northern Ireland are now top of the European Championship qualifying group. David Healy just looking up at us here into the studio. He's not keen to talk tonight. We all want to hear from him. Let's hope that we can get a few words from the Northern Ireland striker this evening, who has beaten Sweden with 2 goals by 2-1. Fans are still happy. We're still happy up here. We can have a quick look at the top of the group table, and it makes a very good reading, doesn't it, Jim and Michael?
It's beautiful, actually. It's one of the finest things I've ever seen, I think. Listen, Stephen, we've watched the games. Their home performances have been excellent. Bearing in mind they got off to a poor start.
Exactly, yeah. To recover after the Iceland game has been fantastic, you know, and as I say, hopefully we can, you know, do the same in the second half of the campaign.
He's very composed, though, I have to say, very, very composed after all his interviews. He's very level-headed as the manager. He knows exactly how far they've come and where they've got to go.
That's right, exactly. You know, look at the next two games. Liechtenstein at home, Latvia away. 6 points in that, you're 19 points. Generally, 22 to 24 points, you're in qualification territory then. So in the next two games, they can put themselves in a fantastically strong
And also,
position.
it's Liechtenstein at home next. It gives them a great chance to go even further ahead.
Yeah, let's just get a result and then take it further, because their last two away games are
I got to stop you,
Sweden
Jim.
and Spain.
We can hear from David Healy.
Well, Stephen, I think you've joined us. We are just about to hear from David Healy. I think we're live, David. What a night.
Great night again, special occasion, which they always are at Windsor Park. We let ourselves down badly at the first game, but from then, from Iceland, we've improved leaps and bounds, and we've seen the benefits tonight. We're top of the group. We knew as soon as we met up last Tuesday, Laurie gave us a table what it would be like to be top of the group come Thursday, and you know, thank God we are.
How does that feel for you, Dennis-wise, watching all of Northern Ireland singing?
Slightly embarrassing, really, because Wisey can only play me in my position, which he has done. He's been fair to me. He's given me the chance, and I haven't scored the goals which he'd wish for. But hopefully now I'm on a bit of form. I scored before I left for the club, and I think that's 5 now in 2 games. So hopefully in good form now. Go back, score a lot of goals for Leeds, and keep us in the championship.
Which one was the sweeter, the first or the second?
Probably the second, because it was a winner, but probably the best strike was probably the first one. But at Windsor Park, they're all sweet strikes, and I know the boys in your studio, I didn't get the chance to see them before the game, Jim and Michael, but they were giving me a bit of stick, as they always do, so it's nice to rub it back.
You can start your run over and give Jim a little message for the first one.
I always do, I did last time, so hopefully Jim and Michael keeps doing a commentary in the box, so as long as we can, I can score goals, we can win games, who knows what can happen come next year.
There you go, Stephen, Jim, Michael. That one apparently was for Jim.
As long as he keeps doing that, these two men can sit here in the studio. Briefly, just sum up how you feel tonight, Jim and Michael.
I think it's a fantastic performance. I think they've got to go and enjoy it. They can relax now for a couple of months. They can, milk it, and absolute congratulations to them all.
Great night, well deserved, and as Jim says, I know we'll be celebrating it, so I'm sure the players will as well.
Okay, thanks very much indeed. Just time to tell you the winner of our quiz is Ross McGimpsey. Don't forget Joel Taggart's BBC Radio Ulster phone in. Give him a buzz. There's plenty to talk about. But he did it against England in 2005. He did it against Spain in 2006. Tonight he's done it against Sweden in 2007. It's a case of once, twice, 3 times a Healy. Enjoy the rest of your night. Bye bye.
Just another one of those glory days. Jump out your bed, shake your head, clear the haze. Step out your house and prepare to be amazed. It's just another one of those, just another one of those, just another one of those glory days. Jump out your bed, shake your head, clear the haze. Step out your house and prepare to be amazed. It's just another one of those glory days. I'm so warm, new dawn, reborn, new forms, and I'm thinking about my boys, Joe, Lashik and Freshly Sean. And I know you're underrated, but one day we'll all make it. It's just another one of those glory days. Jump out your bed, shake your head, clear the haze. Step out your house and prepare to be amazed. It's just another one of those, just another one of those, just another one of those glory days. Jump out your bed, shake your head, clear the haze. Step out your house and prepare to be amazed. It's just another one of those glory